There we go. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
There's 30 seconds from now. You will see this.
It's a weird, awkward 30-second period.
Yes. So I am here with Rodney Smith from Watch It Play.
Hello, hello.
Rodney, how are you feeling today?
Doing great. I'm good. I'm ready to talk about games.
Good.
That
So
is
Rodney,
what we're talking about, right?
yes, we're talking about board games and hockey, I think. No, I'm joking. Oh, okay. Already with the cross-border barbs, so we started.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, Rodney has agreed to join us, and we're going to play some games on Board Game Arena. And if you look here, I have a third thing going, so you can see this thing here. So I will kind of like tab over to this once in a while to kind of show the game, and then I'll click off it, and then it'll show everything that's going on. And I do need to enable lower third for this sucker here, I think. Have you enabled lower third, Rodney? Sorry for the...
I have, yes.
Okay. I forgot to.
Joel, I'm a professional.
Oh, no. I am not, as is obvious.
Well, you have a lot more over there to manage than I do. I just had to show up.
That's true. So let me turn on the lower third for this guy here. I will just call him the game. Lower third, for those of you who don't know, is it's a little Hangout plugin, and let's call this one the game. And
it's not some kind of innuendo.
No, it is not. There we go. Oh, whoops. The game.
We have to give the game a name.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
and
that's the respect we afford games around here.
And I also have to turn on lower third. Sorry, folks. We were too busy trying to set up a game on Board Game Arena, and I forgot to set up all this stuff. So there we go, lower.
I'm sure most people know about Board Game Arena, but it is kind of a neat website. You know, it lets people play board games that I believe have been licensed with the publisher. I think they have some kind of nebulous relationship there, and then you can play online, right? It takes care of all the fiddly stuff for you, manages the rules, and there's a few different sites like this, and yeah, Board Game Arena is the one we're going to use tonight, I think.
That's right. Yeah, I researched a few different ones. Another one I like to use is Yucata.de. That's a good one as well.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm actually logged in as another account here, you can see, and that way you can have a spectator, and it's kind of real time, even though it's on the browser. It's basically like a live connection using JavaScript and all kinds of HTML5, I think. But Yucata is sort of a play-by-email idea. Now you can sit on the screen and then it refreshes if you want to play live, but it's kind of hard to spectate that way. So anyway, so first thing we're going to do is play Can't Stop. So I will get that game going, and then we can kind of do... I have a couple of interview-type questions for Rodney. You got a couple for me as well.
Yeah.
But let me go ahead and start the game. Now, Rodney is in a game with me. I just got to go find that. And I'll start it. Accept.
There we go.
So I'm in the game. And now I just need to move over here to this guy.
This is thrilling video, everyone.
This is. All right.
So we're in.
Yes, we are in, and then I'm loading up all the other users there.
Okay.
And there, now you can see the game there, and I must choose a combination of dice. So if you haven't played a Can't Stop, it's pretty simple. You get to basically roll a bunch of dice on your turn. You roll 4 dice, and you can choose combinations of 2 of them. So you can see I rolled 2 6s and 1 and a 4, and I can kind of combine those.
The nice thing about the game here is it does all the combinations for you, right? It presents you with all the options that you could pick, which is handy.
So I'm going to choose the 12 and the 5, because as you can see, the 2 is on the left and the 12 is on the right, and those are the least likely to roll, so I'm going to choose those. So I'll continue. So now I've rolled a 6 and a 9, 8 and a 7, and 11 and a 4. I only have 1 marker. You saw I placed the 2 black markers there. But those are called the runners, right, Rodney?
I think so. Yeah, you start with 3 of them,
Hmm.
and every time you roll the dice, you have to be able to place or move them up the line. So once
Right.
you've got 3 of them on the rows, like one on 3 different rows, then after that, you have to keep rolling those same combinations to be able to move them up, right? Because if you roll a combination of dice that doesn't let you place or move one of your markers, then you've busted and you're out and you've lost all your progress.
That's right.
But if you chicken out and you say, okay, I want to quit here before you roll again, then those markers turn into permanent placements, and then you can sort of build from there on your next turn, right? I think I
That's
got
right.
that right.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Yeah, it's been a while since I played it as well. I'll move it back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the middle one, progress on 8 or 7, because I only got one marker. The 7's likely, because you
Hmm.
always want to hit something. So 7. I'll hit continue now. Okay. So I busted.
Already. Oh my
So,
goodness. Okay.
so now it's your turn there.
Yeah, and as Joel alluded to, like the center track is so much longer because the odds of rolling 7 is so much higher than rolling a 12 or a 2.
Hmm.
Um, I haven't got great numbers here. Surprising. Let's see here. I think I'll take the 12 and the 9 here, and I will continue. And oh dear, got a 12 and an 8. Like that. The odds are a little better. I'm going to turn
Hmm.
down the audio on my thing here because the doorbell's going off. Can you hear me when I get my doorbell ring?
I can actually, yeah. Could you hear mine?
I don't think I could.
Okay.
I'm going to go for it here.
On the 8.
Okay, so right now, because I'm continuing to roll the same numbers that I already placed my markers on, they're pushing up the line. I could stop here, but I don't want to. I'm going to keep going. And I busted. Okay.
There we go. I kind
Okay.
of fixed the board there to show a little bit closer up, so hopefully that's okay.
Yeah,
So is it my turn? Yes, it
it,
is.
it certainly is.
All right, so I can go. I got new runners. I didn't. Oh, I didn't place any permanent ones yesterday.
No, no,
So
we both busted out.
yeah. All right, so we'll do the 8 and 5.
That's much safer.
Yes. I'll stop horsing around with these 12s and 2s now. And we'll do the 9 and 5. That's a nice little combo. So the 5 moves up. We'll
Yep.
continue. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
You busted already?
How
Okay, that's
unexciting for the viewers. Thank you, Board Game Arena.
well, you won't believe what I rolled.
Oh my
11,
gosh.
12, 11, 12, 11, 12.
That'd be good in any other game.
Yes. I will roll one more time, and well, yeah, I have the one marker left, so I know I'm going to be able to go again. I will progress on 6 twice, and I'm going to continue just because this is such a terrible position to be in. Maybe I'll get lucky, and I did. I
Oh
did.
wow. Holy cow.
Um,
That's crazy. You roll all 11s there.
a sensible person would stop here.
Yes.
Um, so you can judge based on what I'm about to do whether I'm sensible. And I got it. Okay. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here. So the nice thing about stopping is it put some green markers. It's showing green for me. I don't know what it's showing on your screen.
Yeah, let's
But
take a look. Yeah, it's showing green there for everybody.
okay. So these are permanent. Now when I start my turn again, right, it's going to I can resume. If I roll 11s again, it'll start above that 11,
Hmm.
that green marker.
And the object of the game is to get, I believe, 3 markers to the top of any of the 3 columns.
That's right.
Yeah, so I got to do some catching up to do here.
A little bit. A little
Yeah.
bit.
So I'll try to steal that 12 from you. 12 and a 6.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. So Joel can try to get these lines that I'm working on. If he gets there first, you
Mhm.
will lock out the entire line, then no one else can take it.
That's right.
Well, that's
8.
rough.
Let's do 8 and 12. And then I'm going to stop blocking that 12 there. So it should show
Chicken.
red. Ah, there we go. So
And the nice
Rodney's
thing is,
thinking.
I get my 3 markers back, right? Which is
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah.
Um, I'd like to get something a little easier going. So that should be a little easier.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Oh, there's another 11. I think. Oh, but there's also a 12. Ooh. If I could sneak. Oh, I'm gonna take that 12. Come on now. Oh, I've only got the one on 7. All right, I'm going to do it again. Whew, I got lucky. I got an 8 option. One more time. I got to get that 12. There's the 12. So, Joel, I got my marker up at the top of the 12, but if I
Yes,
keep going, I could still bust.
that's
But
right.
if I stop now, right, it locks it in, right?
I think you should keep going.
No, no, no. But if I stop, I get it, right?
Yeah, you'll lock.
Okay, I'm gonna lock it.
Ah. All right,
So
let's see what
there's
I
one of
got.
three.
Let's see. Yeah, you got 1 and 3 there. So 5 and 9. Where am I at? I'm on 8, and I'm on 5. Oh, yeah. So I will do 6 and 8. Start up. Continue. 10 and 8. So you're on 11. I almost have to go to 11 just because.
I'm so close to closing that one out too. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go to 11. Continue.
Oh, I don't know.
Progress in 8. Oh no, I'm getting nervous. I'm gonna go. Ah,
Yeah, you
bust.
busted. Well, let's see here. I would like to see an 11, but looks like 10 and 9 is the only option here. Okay, I'm going to take it then and continue. Let's see here. These are not great. I will take the 7. Oh, whoops! I clicked the wrong thing. I guess I'm going to 3.
Oh, I hate that's the one thing I don't like about online games. All of them is if you misclick, it hoses you up.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to take a 10 up. One more. One more. Not possible. I'm busted. The nice thing about this is it does give you your combination. When you play this for real, you have to do all the math yourself. So basically, you split your dice into any
Right.
combination of pairs you can think of, and then you have to figure out what numbers are these, and is this helping me or not?
That's right. Okay, let's see. 3 and 6, 2 and 7, 3 and 6. I guess we'll do. You know what? Let's try the 2 and 7. Continue.
Mm,
7 and 7.
that's nice.
Mm-hmm. That is nice.
Do you know who taught me this game?
No.
Scott Nicholson
Oh, really?
from Board Games with Scott. He had started up a Google Hangout group for playing board games on Fridays. It's still running. I was only able
Oh, yeah.
to attend one of them, but I think it was the first one, and this is what they were playing, and he taught it, and yeah, it was a pretty slick little game, really simple, easy to play, right? How many
Mm-hmm.
can play? Is it 4 or 5?
I,
Is it more?
I mean, you could theoretically play it with any number.
I suppose, yeah.
I think it plays up to 4.
Yeah. I think the pieces it comes with when you buy it is 4, right?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen Scott's group there at the Board Game Arena Friday night group. Sadly my normal board game night is Fridays, Thursdays and
Right.
Fridays, and but I've always wanted to play hooky one of these Friday nights, and just so I can play online with them.
Right, right.
Let's see. I will go on the 7 just to keep pace with you there.
Mm.
Now I'm nervous, so I got to go 2, 6, or 7.
You should go again, though, because you don't want me to be
All right, I'm
ahead of you.
stopping.
Oh, all right.
Dude, I'm just gonna do the opposite if you suggest something.
Yeah. That's sort of like in our game of resistance.
Yes.
Let's see here. You know what? Let's take an 8 and an 8. Let's climb that 8 ladder. Oh. My roll here was not as... doesn't make me as happy. I'm going to take the 5 here.
Okay.
Continue. Progress on 7 or 5 and 5. Let's take the 5 and 5. One more. One more, right? And then I'll stop.
Oof.
And
Killing
should
me.
should I do one more? I should do one more.
You got a good spread there.
One more. Oh,
Oof.
phew.
Oh my gosh.
But
Wow.
that's probably good now. Okay, one
Ah.
more. One more. One more. One more.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now I'm stopping. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's. Oh my gosh.
That helped. That helped a
Uh-huh.
lot. Now the funny thing is, right? You push your luck, and if you're successful, even if you don't lock down a line, you're forcing your opponent to now have to push their luck when they don't want to.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look here. Um, 7 4s. Let's do the 6 5. 6 and 5 again. That's the easy call.
The nice thing about this too is you can't cheat, because I know anyone who's watching this, who's watched my show at all, knows that for me to be doing this well with dice is a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy.
That's true. There's a message earlier I think it was earlier in the chat.
Yeah.
They said that you're having the wrong Smith on. You need Luke to present you a real challenge there.
What people don't know is he's actually the one clicking the button to roll the dice here.
Oh, you got him behind the scenes.
He's off screen.
Let's see here. I'll just lay down the 7 and continue. Progress on 7.
I can hear your pet in the background.
You can, the bird.
Yeah, your parakeet. I have a budgie. What's the name of your pet friend?
Bluebird.
However, did you come up with that?
My wife hates it. She's like, how can you name that? Yeah.
That's interesting because my budgie, I'm assuming, tell me that your bird is blue.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. It's not ironic or something.
I'm going to continue.
My goodness.
Oof.
Joel, now you're pushing. Oh, you only had one good roll there.
I know, I'm stopping.
You're ahead of me.
Yeah. That was enough.
Okay. Well, I named my budgie Harvey Walters after Harvey Walters from Arkham Horror. So, in Mansions of Madness.
Nice. That's a great name for a bird.
Yeah, I thought so. He does interfere, though, sometimes with the filming.
Yeah, as does mine, you can see.
Yeah. He likes to just kind of chirp at the most inopportune times, usually after I'm done like about 15 takes, and I'm about to get it right on the 16th, and I've just about nailed it. Suddenly, he just starts squawking. All right. Oh, look at that, a 7 and a 7. I got to take it now.
Am I about to lose?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It feels like it.
It probably does. Okay, I'm going to push my luck one more time. Hope I get a 7. Oh, Joel, you know what? You are in a little spot of trouble, I do have to say. I don't want to count my chickens here.
Well, I appreciate you letting me have a turn. Another turn. Oh, look, I roll all 11s. Great. 11. Continue.
Well, that is probably your best chance of stopping me, is if you get up that 11 ladder.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Hmm.
Come on. 6. I got to go. Because you need 2 11s, though. And the others are...
Great odds.
No. I'm going. Go. Ooh, 11 and 10.
Oh, 10 and 11.
So 6, 10, and 11, huh?
It's not good, man.
I feel like I need to ask the chat.
Yeah, you should. I agree.
Well, Keith said he's yelling at us.
What's he saying?
He says, I find myself yelling at both of them. I think that was posted a little bit ago.
He's probably both wanting us to stop.
Stop.
Why do
I'm
you
going to
keep
go.
pushing
Keith is yelling, that means go. Oh, I should have listened to Keith. All right.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Anything good? 4 and 9. Let's go 4 and 9. Work that 4 ladder a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to post a link to the game. So if you guys want to...
Oh, they can spectate directly.
Oh, it won't let me post a link. I tell you what, if I remove that...
Well, Joel is sorting that out. I will continue climbing ladders. Let's see.
Jeez.
I'm going to go 4. Oh, there's an 11. I've got to take the 11 for sure. Okay.
So I just posted the table ID. Oh, everybody was telling me to keep going. Yeah, that 30-second delay is kind of funny. Anyway, Joel? I posted the table ID. Did you win?
Well, I've rolled a bunch of 11s, yeah.
All right.
Look at that. I need to feature a game on my channel.
Maybe this is the one dice game that you...
This could be it.
Yeah.
Or are you just softening me up here so that I can then really get shamed?
Well, I'm distracted here. I've got 2 computers. I'm trying to manage the chat. I got the bird in the background.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's take a slight break from playing games.
Sure.
There were some questions in chat.
Really?
So
Okay.
let's just go into that because I like to, I'd prepared a couple things, but if folks are here asking, I like to, uh,
Absolutely. I'm up for that for sure.
yeah. Let's see. Let me get to the first one. There was a question. Um, I suppose. Okay. Uh,
I hope
oh,
there's no trivia.
no, there's no trivia. So this person was curious about what you thought of Splendor. They said they
Oh.
watched my review of it and were curious what you thought of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. This is funny because I don't normally talk about my opinions on things, but I'm not on my channel now, so
That's
all
right.
bets are off. I can just say whatever I want. um, I actually really, really dig Splendor. I had a copy sent to me, so full disclosure on that. And I had actually seen the media package or whatever before they sent it out. And honestly, when I first saw it, I thought, this is it? Like, I
Hmm.
looked at the components, I looked at the description, and it did not jump off the page at me. So I didn't contact them and say, hey, I want a copy or anything like that. I just kind of, left that alone. And then when I was going to the Come and Play Day in Seattle, I knew that they were going to be bringing that to show. So I did ask, for the sake of being able to learn it in advance a little bit,
Hmm.
would they mind sending me along a copy? And thankfully they did. And I tried it. And Joel, first of all, I was really impressed with how quick it was to learn myself. And then I turned around and played with my gaming group. And we played game after game after game. It was a hit with everyone. People in my gaming group went out and bought it. I saw pictures on Facebook yesterday. We have a couple different gaming groups. They were at a different one, and they were playing it. People were digging it. So,
Nice.
yeah, I mean, no one should go into the game expecting like a meaty, deep game. But for what I think it's weighted to be, I think it's excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I, I,
agree.
I like the little things it makes me think about. When I'm sitting there going, okay, what thing do I want? Do I want to go for this thing? It's going to cost more, but it's going to definitely give me points. Or do I want to build my little engine and get this thing that's really cheap but no points?
Hmm.
Those just little tiny decisions that you have to make. And yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Good. Good deal. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, we've been playing the heck out of it at lunch at work. Excuse me, and we just can't get enough of it. Like it seems like a different strategy wins every time. Like you can get the nobles, and I've won with having two nobles, and in a different game, I had got two nobles and lost, and the
Right.
guy that won didn't have any nobles, and you know,
And I think that's the thing. You play it once and you win a certain way, you might go, oh, okay, well, whoever gets the nobles first, this game's, there's nothing here. But you play that second, third, fourth game, and you start
yeah,
realizing, okay, there's more to it than just one particular strategy.
yeah.
Neat.
All right, and then another question was asking if there is in stock anywhere, and somebody said CSI has it in stock. I don't know. The best thing to find out if a game's in stock is go to Board Game Geek, and then usually right on the left underneath the board game cover image on the game page, you can usually uh, click that and it says there's like a View All link, and you can click that, and then it'll show you anybody that has it in stock. That won't be everybody, and Amazon is sometimes listed, sometimes not. But
Right. That's a good place to start for sure.
yeah, at least if you're in the States.
And I think it is supposed to be due out around this time. If it's not hitting shelves yet, it's certainly supposed to be soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they announced another game of the same company, Black Sails or
Black Fleet.
Black Fleet. Yeah. So
That looks really cool.
yeah, on the back of Splendor now, I'm really interested to see what else they're putting out because I think Splendor was a great first offering. I know Tom loved it too. I saw his review and he was pleased as punch with it. So
Hmm.
yeah, seems to be getting a good reception.
Yeah, I took a look at their Board Game Geek page for the publisher,
Yeah.
and I saw Black Fleet, and then Eric Martin did kind of a preview of it, and I was really intrigued by it. But they also have another game, and let me just go ahead and pull it up, just because
Yeah. What's that?
I can't remember the name, but I'll know in just a second. It's kind of a let me just read the description because it really was like, wow, that sounds cool. So let me just pull up the game and read it verbatim because yeah, it's called Time Stories, which is
Oh.
kind of a benign name.
Yeah.
And it says Time Stories offers a unique blend of role-playing and board gaming experience. It is a deck exploring game, like deck plus exploring. So deck exploring. And each deck of 120 plus cards is a new story to explore. The players are agents in a futuristic time survey agency that detects time discrepancies and sends you on a mission. usually to prevent temporal rifts. So it's got like a time travel thing, and it has like lots of different. It's almost like a Duel of Ages kind of thing. Like you can go to a dungeon where the Cyan King is hiding, survive in the Antarctic, solve a puzzle in the early 20th century asylum. And so it looks like it has these different decks of cards that you're going to explore. There's one image there of. Did you ever play? What was that time travel game?
Oh,
Gosh.
Legacy Gears of Time.
Yeah, it's got kind of a
Game.
track like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like there's some different mechanisms kind of like that, I guess. But
What's the name of it again, Joel? Time what?
time stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Listening to you describe it, I have to say I'm kind of excited about it already. I think the idea of the role-playing element plus this deck. I think anytime you come up with a new gaming term, like smash up the deck shuffling game or whatever, like when you come up
Yeah.
with something like deck exploring, I'm like, oh, what do we got here? Something new? It's probably
Right.
something very similar. Like Pathfinder, the card game, is probably a deck exploring game, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
And I love time travel stuff. I really do. Like I love it in movies and in a lot of other stuff. So yeah. All right. All right.
Yeah. So that's a good one. And then
I think that is it Rocket Jump. That's the publisher. I'm forgetting the name of the
it's
publisher group.
Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys. That's it.
Yeah.
They I think they're run or yeah, I think they're run by the former head of Asmodee or something like that. So
I think it's like a super group. You know, like you have rock bands that will take like the guitarist from Guns N' Roses and the singer from Pearl Jam and whatever and throw them together. It's like a guy from Asmodee, a guy from Yastari, and then a guy from some other company or something like that. It's a kind of a combo of folks, as
all
far as
right.
I know. Yeah.
Well, I just heard my heater jump on here. I'm gonna hop out for just 1 second and turn it
Okay.
off so it doesn't keep coming on like that during this. Just 1 sec.
Okay. So we'll let Rodney. For those of you that don't know, Rodney lives north of the wall. I don't know if he can hear me or not. I'm just teasing him about being north in Canada. Game of Thrones reference there. So let's see. Next question. Oh, somebody's asking me. I'll include Rodney in when he gets back. But if you've heard of brettspielwelt.de, yes, I have, and that is the first. Rodney, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Rodney? Oh, he dropped. I'll have to invite him again. Turning his heater off must have killed his internet. Um, but yeah, Brett Spielwelt is it's a Java program, and it's on a website, and you can actually play in a browser, but there's also a client you can download, and it has a lot of Euro games. It's a German thing, but they have a.
Am I back?
Yes, you are.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right.
Did turning off your heater kill your internet?
Unfortunately, I had to unplug because of the way I wired myself in here. I got the cord going down my shirt, so I had to like unplug, and then didn't
Gotcha.
like being plugged back in. Sorry about that,
Gotcha.
everybody.
No, I was just talking to. There was a question in the chat if either of us had ever used Brett Spielwelt .de, and I was just talking about that. Have you played with that?
I haven't. I've used a lot of the other ones, but that's one I have not.
Hmm. That's a
Have you
very
found it
nice
good?
one. Yeah, it's because they have basically an application that'll run in the browser, like a Java applet,
Right.
and they also have a downloadable client that you can use. So it uses the same technology, so to speak, and the same login and everything. Um, and so you can play with that. So I play with the client. Using it in the browser is kind of clunky, but you can play a lot of games real time on there. It's real time only. So it's German, but they have an English client, and you can play like Stone Age and Puerto Rico and San Juan.
Okay.
I think Pillars of the Earth is on there. A lot of Euro games.
Yeah,
Uh,
whenever I play online, like on these kind of services, it tends to be real time. So that seems like it would work nice. Yeah.
mhm. But I think Board Game Arena has at least a decent handful of the games that are available on there. There's some it doesn't yet, but
Right.
I've really kind of found, if you're asking for a comparison of online gaming, I think Board Game Arena is definitely the best for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, I like
always
Yucata.
enjoyed it.
I always play it, but it's nice for the play by email.
Sometimes it's the game selection that does it, right? Like if I want to play Castles of Burgundy or Die Bergen von Bergen, I think as it's
Yeah,
called over there on, I use Boîte de Jeu, right?
yeah,
Because I think it might be one of the few that have it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's a good. Yeah, they also have Trajan over there, and
yeah, that's right.
that's if they put Bora Bora on there, I would probably lose my job.
I
'Cause
still haven't played Bora Bora yet.
Oh, really?
I have it. I need to play it because I remember how much you enjoyed it, and it's Feld,
Yeah,
and I like Feld, so
yeah.
definitely need to get to that.
Okay. So here's a funny chat for you, Rodney.
Okay, sure.
Uh, it says Rodney giving an opinion of a game? Question mark. And winning a game? Question
I
mark.
know. What's going on? It's madness.
Yeah. It says drive-through Rodney equals bizarro world Rodney.
Yeah, that's right. It's the magic of drive-through review. Maybe I can move my channel over here. It's crazy, I know.
So there's one more question here, then maybe we can
Sure.
fire up seasons or something.
Okay.
And this guy is curious, what other hobbies do both of you enjoy other than board
Ooh,
games?
interesting. Um, you want to start, Joel?
Yeah. Well, any kind of geeky hobby you can think of, I'm somewhat into. I read comic books and watch movies and TV shows, and uh, I program for work, but I also kind of do programming on the side, kind of as a hobby, like you might say.
Like
Um,
what kind of stuff?
Programming?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've made apps for TCG. Actually, is probably the thing I'm most proud of. This is several years ago um, for the Versus system.
Really?
Yeah, there's a program called VS Ed. I don't know if anybody used it, but it was basically a deck builder, like a you download the app and you could build decks and save your decks and
Okay,
all that
sure,
stuff.
cool.
Yeah, and then you could export them actually into a format playable in what they call Octagon or OCTGN.
Right, I've used that before. Sure.
Yeah, for Netrunner and
Yeah.
Mage Wars has that. Yeah. So I just do stuff like that once in a while, and then I've got my own website. I kind of tinker with drivethroughvideos.com and you know play around with that and stuff. But.
I miss Versus. I played that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did play that. I mean, my memory of it's somewhat fuzzy, honestly. Sort of like my memory of the Star Wars by Decipher. Like I played that a lot too. I had a lot of the cards, but my memory of it's fuzzy. I remember I enjoyed it, but if you put the cards in front of me, I wouldn't remember how to play. It would probably come back to me, I guess.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed Versus quite a bit. I'd like to see that make a little bit of a resurgence, but well, we'll see.
I would too. I still have, let's see, 4 starter decks there sitting on my shelf.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Um,
I had a bunch of stuff, and I
yeah.
made the mistake of getting rid of a lot of it, and I really wish I hadn't, honestly, now. It's
Hmm.
something I would have enjoyed hauling it with Luke, and teaching him and playing, which would have been fun, let alone the people around here now that are in my gaming group. So,
Hmm.
um, for my hobbies, very similar, honestly, comic books and movies and TV. I was never a health nut, but I did run and I did exercise regularly, but everything kind of went out the door once Watch It Played got kind of going at full steam, including everything I just mentioned. Like I don't read comics anymore. I don't read really. I do fit in TV in that usually at the end of the day. I watch a show or two, but yeah, I don't have a ton of different hobbies really. I think board gaming has consumed up most of my free. Even when I have free time, I tend to want to play a board game or something. So
Right.
that's what I've been spending most of my time doing, I'd say. So not a colorful history there. I mean, not a variety of different things, really.
Well,
But do
good
what you
deal.
love, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, but I would say board game is totally, obviously, taken over my hobby life too.
Yes, yes.
It's
I can tell behind you. Yeah.
yeah. There's a couple more questions that popped up, but I'm going to put them on the burner for a second.
Okay, sure.
So I will start up here. I'm going to go and I'm going to start a game of seasons. How's that sound?
Oh, you're wild. Okay.
All right. Should we try that, or should we do something else?
Oh, yeah, we could, you know, it's interesting. Seasons right now is in a death match between Seasons and Sentinels of the Multiverse. We have a little viewer vote going on right now as part of
Oh,
the fundraiser last year for this season. People who donate at a certain level could get a viewer vote. I sort of offer up a few different games I'd be willing to do, and people could pick them. And right now, it's just a back and forth in the vote. Like I get a new email in, and I add it to the vote list, and Sentinels is ahead, then Seasons is ahead, then Sentinels is ahead, and then Seasons. So I don't know. It's still kind of a toss-up. So
all right. Well, can I vote?
no, you can't.
All right. Just make your life worse.
Yeah. Let's see here. Seasons. I'm getting my invitation. This one I'm not going to have the luck of the dice to fall back on.
You're not.
No. Well, I guess there is still dice rolling in this.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah. Really
So,
cool dice.
first we have to draft here. So I will take off the. Okay, so it's still on our faces, so people can watch us consider our drafts because the
Okay.
spectator won't be able to see.
Well,
the
actually, it looks like
spectator.
it skipped. It looks like it skipped the drafting. It's asking me to choose 3 cards for the third year,
Oh, I must have set up.
which is fine. I mean, I
Okay,
don't mind doing it
that's
this way.
fine with me. Yeah.
Because otherwise, the viewers will get to watch us stare at our screens intently for good 10 minutes.
How long has it been since you played this? It's probably been at least a year for me.
I'd say it's about, well, oh, you know what? Andrea asked to play this. She really enjoys this game, and that probably would have been 7 months ago. It's less than a year for sure.
Okay.
Okay, let's
So right
see.
now I'm trying to figure out which are the good cards to take at the end of the game.
Right, yeah. So for people who haven't played this before, you get 9 randomly dealt cards, and at the start of each year, you're going to get 3 of them. But you get to pick which 3 you want to have in the first year, and then which 3 you want to have in the second year, and then in the third year. So some cards might be better to have early on because they have an ongoing effect you'll benefit from, whereas others are just like, here's a bunch of points you can have, which kind of useless to get at the beginning if you can just grab it at the end, right?
Right.
And they all have their costs and things to bring in. And then each card also gives you points, right? Once you play it in front of you, it has a value in the top left-hand corner, I think it is, that
Yes.
tells you the points it's just worth for having.
Oh, I'm still waiting for you.
Oh, so I have to pick my 3, and then you get to pick your 3?
I selected my first 3 for
Oh,
the last year.
okay. Well, I've selected none of them yet. um, okay. Well, I know that's a good one for early on. Let's see here. Huh. This is tricky. I got a bunch that I think are good for the end of the year, but I'm not sure what I want to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You know what? Okay. So that's good. I'll do this. Boom. Boom and
So
boom.
somebody
Okay.
asked while you're thinking, somebody asked a question
Yeah.
about my bookcase. I got my bookcase at Office Depot, and I don't know if they have it still. I can't remember the model. It was during the Thanksgiving, Black Friday that week. It was actually before Black Friday and before Thanksgiving, but it was kind of part of their. Everybody here did like this extended 2 week long sale or whatever. So I got it there. I got 2 of those, but the reason I got it is because it has very sturdy bottom shelves, very thick,
Right.
and the shape of them was pretty conducive to all board game types. So. And getting 2 of them fit perfectly for my office. So that was
Right.
really not really any magic to the reasoning. This one.
Okay. I
And then,
think I've picked my. Oh, it's tough. So, because the cards are just dealt out randomly, like you were saying before, one of the ways you can kind of help balance things out is each person gets 9 cards, and then you keep one of them and you pass the rest over, so that it's possible. Of course, someone could get dealt a whole bunch of great cards, right?
yeah,
But
so possible. Okay. All right, so here we go. So, okay, so now you guys can see. I'll move it over to the
Sure.
their view real quick. There we go. Now we're sorry for the little boring interruption there. So we've each selected our cards. You can see our hands, but now I have some dice to choose.
Yeah,
So
three dice are randomly rolled, right?
that's right. Magically rolled these dice, and so I will choose one, and then you will choose the other, or one of the two that remain, and then the little dots under the bottom, the left one has 3, then 2, then 3 dots. That's how far the turn tracker, the little black token that's on the wheel, is going to move. So I will probably choose. The 2 right dice are worth 6 points, just straight up 6 points, but I will choose the left-hand die because
Of course, yeah.
it's going to give me some energy and let me get a card out, hopefully, eventually. So there you go. There's your awesome choice.
You suck.
A 6 or 6, which is it?
So really all I'm choosing here is how fast I want the timer to advance. And given the garbage you just handed me, I think I want to advance quickly. So we also have a limit to how many cards we can play, right? Based on how many stars it is? Is it stars that represent your summoning power?
Yeah, that's right. That first die I had a star, so now I have the ability to get 1 card out.
Right.
And I think you have a maximum of...
So I have the ability, and will have the ability, to get no cards out, is what you're saying.
Right.
And cards are how you get points and powers and effects, correct? Yes.
Right.
Thank you, Joel. Okay.
Well, I have no energy. I have 1 yellow because I got a yellow energy from that die.
Yes.
If you look up on the right-hand side of my screen, you can see I got a little yellow ball of fire. And what, this game always confuses me because red is not fire.
I know, isn't that bizarre? It's just...
So I can transmute energy, so I can get 2.
Red is feathers for air, which is what I think of when I think of air. Red, hot.
Mm-hmm. I can transmute the yellow to what is that fire thing again? What is it that you transmute? Is that points?
Yes, it's just straight points. So
yeah.
I'll explain this while you're thinking about it. The die that Joel picked up here has this weird kind of border around it.
Right.
And that means that one of the options you can do is transmute your energy. So if you go back and look at the big circle board on the left, you'll see we're in the blue season, spring, because that's where the black marker is in. And it shows some of the different energy types. There's 4 different types: the blue, the red, the yellow, and the green. So Joel could trade in, because he has the transmute border there, any of his yellow energy and get a certain number of just points. And the points are based on the little kind of white outline of crystal that you see there. Kind of looks like fire as well, but it's crystals. So you could trade in for 2 points if you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, it's telling it's my turn. I can take some actions. I have none to take.
Oh, there you go. There's a selection.
Now I get first pick, so that's good. All right, what do I want to have here? You know what? I want to have... I'm going to take the one on the left.
Right.
Because I want a star as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can only have as many cards in front of you actually played from your hand as you have stars on your board. So.
So my question is, do I want 2 blue energy or 1 blue energy and a star? And I think I'm going to take the 2 blue energy. There we go. You'll see why in a minute.
Oh, lovely. Okay. So I can take some actions here. Let's see. My gauge went up by 1. I have my little leafy thing, and which is air, I believe.
Yes.
And there's not really anything else. Well, you know what? I could do this. Actually, and I should have done that the first turn, but I couldn't have done it without the star. So there, I'll end my turn. So I put out a card, the Dice of Malice, and I don't know if people have the link to this table, so that they could be watching directly or not. But I think if you hover over a card, it will sort of tell you what the card does.
Yeah. So what I will do, I will paste the ID in. Okay. I have stretched the screen, but unfortunately, it looks like they can only see my cards that I've played.
Okay, sure.
I maximize it here, but I think there's a I'll figure it out on one of your turns, but there may be a
Yeah,
way
yeah.
to show more. So I
Well,
will.
the card I place has a gear, and so it means I can tap. Oh no, sorry, that's copyrighted. I can exhaust. No, I can turn by 90 degrees the card once per turn, and that will allow me to do its effect.
There we go.
Basically, it's giving me a free reroll of my die if I don't like what I get. So if Joel leaves me the stinkers, like he did the first time, then I can reroll them.
All right. So I made it so they can see them. Unfortunately, it's tiny. So what I'm going to play is the Amulet of Water. It's going to cost me my 2 blues, and I'm going to get 4 energy tokens and put them on this card. So I have to choose now. So I got to choose, okay, what do I want to use? I can choose, let's see. No, let's see. I can use that. So I'm going to choose. I wish I remember what I picked for the second year. I don't remember. I'm going to do
Yeah.
3 greens.
I don't remember in the real game. I don't think you're allowed to look ahead. I can't remember
No,
if you
you
can
are.
or not.
Yeah,
You are? Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. At least that's how I play it. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, no. If you scroll down, you can see on here. Yeah.
Oh, can you? You see your other cards? Oh, yeah. That's right.
All right, so I'll choose a red.
That's handy. That's handy. Good, good.
Yeah. And well, we can both transmute, but I am not going to. Oh, I could get 3 points. Do I want that? No. End my turn.
Okay, so you get to choose the die first. So each of these dice, I think, have a different proportion of the energy types on them, or something to that effect. And the color of dice you roll is based on the season that you're in. So you notice our little black marker is spun into autumn, which is the yellow band there. So we're rolling the yellow dice, which will hopefully help us fill out some of our different energy types. So some of the different symbols on there, like some of the dice here, they have like the water drop or the fire. So when you take that die, you collect those tokens, which are going over underneath of our names here on the far right of the screen. We can only hold the maximum. Is it 7? I can't count quickly. Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah.
7 different energy tokens at once.
Oh, it's my turn. I thought it was your turn. Let's see. So I can get another card, 2 greens. I don't need greens. If I knew that, I wouldn't have stored those greens. What else do I want? I will take the card and a blue. So that right one will give me a blue energy token.
Huh.
I forgot how fun this game is.
Yeah, this is a good one, and I wish I was playing it more. I'm kind of glad that it's being voted on for our channel. I will take... it's really tough because sometimes the energy looks good to have, but the star is what allows you to play more cards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no good having all kinds of energy that you can play cards with if you can't play more cards anyway. So you get to take your actions first. I can contemplate what I want to do.
Yep. I'm going to play the Staff of Spring. And now, whenever I summon a card, I get 3 points.
Okay.
That's a nice early one to get out. And I should end my turn. There you go.
So I can re-roll my die if I don't like what I've got. But I think I will keep it. I won't re-roll it. I really like that it's reminding me of that because when I play the game, I often forget the card powers in front of me. I get so concentrated on the card I'm trying to play. But I can't take any action, so I'm going to end my turn.
All right.
So I get to choose first. Okay, this is good. This is really good, actually. I think. Yes, it is. I'm going to take that die.
All right. How many stars? I need another star. Well, I think that's a no-brainer. It's not the right color. Energy, but I'll take it.
Okay. I'm going to look at what I can do here. Let me know if anyone's got any questions there, because I can try to answer something while I'm waiting on you too. Okay, I'm going to play this card. I think. Do not reroll. Plan a card. Because I've played a card that will allow me to basically sacrifice it when I want to. It's not worth any points, so it's not a big deal if I lose it. But I get to draw a power card, and I get to increase my summoning gauge by 2. So that's That's decent. Um, why don't I just do that now? I get to draw a new card, and I'm going to. Let's see. I might be able to play this card I drew. So let me take a look at it. No, I cannot. So I'll end my turn.
There's a question for you, Rodney.
Oh, okay.
Do either of you feel like you get involved in so many games that you don't have time to savor and enjoy the ones you really like the most? I'll let you
Um,
answer that.
Sure, sure. It's a mixed bag. I started a New Year's resolution, a gaming resolution this year that I would try to play every game in my collection at least once before the end of this year. And I'm only counting games that I had as of January 1st of this year. So it's quite a few games, but and I didn't do that as kind of a noose around my neck, like I must play all of my games, but I just wanted to have that kind of constant reminder when I'm thinking about, well, do I want to play this new game or do I want to dig out something older? And it's worked out really well. I've actually gotten through quite a few of my older games. It sometimes gives me an incentive when I'm thinking about what games I want to bring to my game group. But definitely, yeah, there's certain times when I wish that I was hauling out Lord of the Rings, the card game, and plowing through a few more adventures, or dragging out Kemet and getting that to the table a little sooner. But I really can't complain. I really enjoy what my time's being used for. So at the end of the day, it's not really a regret. It's just you can't have everything, right? So I can't have everything. So at least what I've got, I'm enjoying.
Right.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Oh, yeah. I think I have a little bit of a different problem because I've reviewed them, so it's kind of like like our pace is different, right?
Right.
You've got a certain kind of schedule, and I've got a different kind of schedule.
Sure. Yeah.
But I find that I have been kind of enforcing myself to play some games more often than I probably would have like a year ago or something. Um,
Is that a conscious
it's
decision because you weren't happy with the frequency you were getting to older games, or?
No, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think about it. It's kind of off the top of my head here, but it's kind of like I go through spurts, and I don't know what it is, and I don't want to try to psychoanalyze myself too much.
Sure.
But it seems like I go in a spurt, and it's like, man, every game I play is really good and really fun. And it's like, oh, this is great. And then I'll play the next game, like, this is really good. And so then I kind of rotate through those, like a crop of, like, I don't know, a handful of games. And I really look forward to playing them multiple times. And then I'll hit, like, a bad patch. And, like, every game I'm playing, I'm like, this is bad, or this is, like, mediocre, or, and it's kind of feels like, sometimes I think it's almost me, but then I know it's not. For some games, like I really know that I just, no matter what time of year it was, I would not like them, or what time of year I wouldn't like them.
Right.
So
Sure.
that's kind of a strange thing. But the other thing that's nice is I also have like a couple of groups that I play with. It's not like
Okay.
one gaming group. And like my gaming group, like that I play with on Thursdays, is like the gamers, right? Um, they like to play the new hotness. They like to play the Essen games, the Gen Con games. They really look forward to it. They're on Board Game Geek, most of them, if
Yeah.
not all of them. I think they all are. And so a couple of them, really like to play a game once or twice, and that's it.
Huh? Yes. Yeah.
And that's it. And they want to try something new after that and I get this attitude, and I fall victim to it, or I think it's okay actually. Is you can once you play like so many games, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, like okay, I played Dominion and then I played Ascension. Okay, I can kind of distill the differences between those in like two plays.
Right.
Not you can't get into super depth, but you can figure it out enough to be able to speak about it, or to be able to kind of predict what's going to happen to some degree. So they kind of churn through things a little bit faster. And
I'm
then
I'm definitely a cult of the new player. Like I really do enjoy the variety of different games. I love exploring something different, even if it's similar to something else. I like learning the rules to a new game, and I like introducing that to somebody else. And I've got a gaming group that's kind of I only have like really one outside of my family, and and they're kind of a mix. Like I know there's a couple people, I feel pretty confident there's a couple people that would enjoy going back and playing some of the older games over and over again. And then I think there's other people who also get off kind of like I do on the newer games over and over again. It's hard to satisfy both desires, really. So I'm trying to find that balance, and I do enjoy digging out some of the older ones. But yeah, it's definitely a struggle, and there's so many things, so many things to pull your attention away. And it's my turn. I'm going to take my turn right now, and I'm going to
The
draw
only
Howard.
thing I would follow up with is that I've got the family that I play games with, and we kind of we'll revisit the old standbys. Like we play Steam a lot, we play Lords of Waterdeep a lot,
Right.
and we play what's another favorite? I don't know. London is one. I'm having a brain. There's a bunch of others. We like Burgundy and Bora Bora and stuff like that.
Yes, sure.
Um, but yeah, Russian Railroads we've been playing quite a bit with the family and also the gamer group. Um, but yes,
Well, we just entered the second year of the game,
yes
so
we did.
that means both of us just got 3 new cards in our hand.
Now it is time to process.
Now, yeah, it's a little bit more processing to do here. Uh,
Anyway, that was a good question, by the way.
it was a good question. Thanks for asking that. Who was that? Do you know?
That was Natural 20 Films.
Hey, Natural 20. I know that username. That's really cool. You do this long enough, you do get to know people who are posting to your channel, and I do start to feel like, hey, these are people in my gamer group.
Yeah.
Like the Natural 20s and the Keith Collins and all this. These become, your gamer friends online. And in
Yeah.
person, when you get to see them at conventions, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, it's hard to choose a die when I don't like anything I've got. Okay. No whining, Rodney. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do, and it's probably only so-so. Okay. There, I've picked my die.
All right. And now it's my turn. There's another question for you.
Oh, okay.
Well, hey, let's get rolling on this turn a little bit.
Okay,
I
sure.
am going to pick. So I'm at 4 stars, so I can. Let's see here. I can get another star, but I don't really need it. I don't really need those blues. I'll just talk my strategy out loud for you, Rodney.
Sure, yeah. No, I'm happy to hear it. I'm really happy
Well,
to hear it.
2 blues is actually a waste for me because if you look in the upper right, I've only got room for 1 more.
That's right.
So I might as well just take the star and the extra thing there.
And I mean, you could even transmute your green for 3 points each. Oof.
Good question. Oh, very good, yeah.
Yeah.
I found that transmutation, unless I have a card that chains off it, is usually a bad idea, at least for me. That's
Yeah,
what my
I
experience.
agree. It feels like kind of a little bit of a throwaway.
Yeah. But at least it's there if you have to because you're running out of space, like I am.
Exactly. Okay. I wish I could talk about my strategy out loud, but I don't know what it is yet. I have to decide whether I want to roll or re-roll my dice. And I'm getting a couple error. I think I'm not gonna re-roll them. And so now I can choose to play some cards here if I want. Okay. I'll just do this one. It's not exciting. This card just says that if I have 1 energy or less in my reserve at the end of a round, I gain 1 energy token. So I guess not bad to have in the hopper.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. How many cards have you got out already? Oh,
I have 2.
You know
Yeah.
what? I was going to play this a little later, but let's make this fun for the viewers. So I'm going to put Ragfield's Helm out.
Okay.
Oh, actually, we're not going to make this fun for the viewers. I just made a mistake.
Oh, no.
I can't play it yet, so I don't have enough energy. But I'll play it as soon as possible. And people will remember when I mentioned that.
Okay.
Did you say you had a question?
I did. Have you tried Ancient Terrible Things? That was for both of us, but.
Did you say Ancient Terrible Things?
Ancient Terrible Things. It's actually a game, I believe, made by a South African.
I haven't. I think it feels like I might have heard it in passing, but it really isn't ringing a strong bell.
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter, I believe. I think it was either Kickstarter or Indiegogo or something like that.
Okay.
And it's a co-op, kind of a Cthulhu-esque, but less Arkham Horror and more kind of Indiana Jones kind of thing, but with some Cthulhu stuff. It's like a dice co-op kind of thing. It looks, if you go on Board Game Geek, the components and art look really nice. Let's see here. Yes, so I'm going to play Yang's Forgotten Vase, and after I do that, anytime I summon a power card, I get an energy token. So
Get out of here.
I win.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I get to choose a die. It's my turn. What do I need? I need none of that. No.
That is a good card.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good because, I mean, you always want to play power cards, and getting more energy is great.
Yes.
Well, well, well. The game is afoot.
I'll go ahead and take that middle die for another star. You can never go wrong with stars.
No, I suppose not. I'm going to take a die here.
All right.
So it's back over to you with actions.
Yes. Have you played Among the Stars, Rodney?
I have not. This is the one that's... Is Stronghold doing this one?
Yes, they are bringing it over.
Have you played it, Joel?
I have. I didn't care for it, actually, Rodney. Because, I mean, it's not like... I don't think it's bad or broken or ill-designed or anything, but it's basically like I would rather play Seven Wonders at the end of the day, because it's very much just like Seven Wonders in a lot of ways.
Okay.
But it feels like Seven Wonders just, does it better to me.
I think you just made Stephen Bonacore cry.
I did.
Somewhere he's crying.
I know, and I did that. I talked about that in another video review, and I think I made him cry in that one too. But, it's like one of those things. There's just a couple things that's wonky about it. Like you get some of these, I can't remember. They're like goals that you can get,
sure,
or one-time abilities, and you can flip your character card, and then it does, and it kind of like just puts a stop in the game, like throws the brakes on, and it should be like a quick drafting game. So that's kind of an issue.
That is one thing about Seven Wonders, is that it moves at a very predictable pace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's pick a card, play a card, pick a card, play a card.
So I'm going to play Potion of Dreams, and it's worth 0 points, but I can sacrifice it and summon another power card for free.
Wow. Oh my goodness. For free!
Yeah, but I'm going to wait. I'm not going to use that now.
And then again...
Yes.
I was going to say, because I was thinking that chains off your other card too, right? Because every time you play a power card...
Yes.
It's energy.
Yes, sir.
Dirty dog.
What do I not have? I guess I don't really have a good way of making... What season are we in? Yellow's going to be in good supply next round, because you can see where it's in the green phase, the black cube. Once we move up... Oh, we're only going to move up one spot, though.
Just one, yeah.
So I'll take the yellow, because chances of getting yellow are low.
You mentioned mentioning the game we were just talking about there, Among the Stars, and Stephen Bonacore. Do you know where he is right now?
No.
He's at the Gathering of Friends.
Oh, nice.
Right? For people who don't know what that is, it's kind of who runs that? It's the guy Alan Moon, right? I think did Alan Moon start that?
I believe you're right. Yes.
He's the designer of Ticket to Ride, and it's like a gathering of board game personalities, designers, publishers, some retailers, and things like that. And they get together and they just game for like 2 weeks. I think the whole thing runs for 2 weeks. I don't think people stay there the whole time necessarily, but
right.
But I imagine that's going to be quite a bit of fun, And I think everyone, like the publishers and retailers, they bring, games. They have a nice little swag bag to give to everybody. I've seen some pictures going up about it, and I think that'd be pretty neat to attend. But the length of time, I mean, it's so hard to to go.
Oh yeah, I mean it's. I think it's an invite only.
It is. That's right. Yeah, you have to be like vetted and seconded or whatever, and yeah. I'm going to re-roll my die. It's the first time I'm using that power, but not sure I'm happy. I've got a lot of grass growing here. Okay, I'm going to have to spend this card eventually, so I'll do it now. This one just gives me 9 crystals, which is points, basically, right? Yeah. So I'll end my turn with that. Hmm. Now I get to
Let's
choose a die.
choose.
Hopefully this one will give me something a little more interesting. Okay. I'm going to take the one with the transmutation and leave it to you.
All right.
We're basically at the halfway point of this game,
Yes.
I'd say. The full year has passed. The marker's now at the end of summer.
Mm.
Not feeling super confident. It's tracking our points here, right? Like it's saying
Yeah.
I have 18 points and you have 6, right? Is that by the just underneath of our names, right?
That's right. That's the
Okay.
points we've generated in the game, not what's on our cards.
Right. It doesn't include what's in our cards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will not re-roll, and I'm going to do something probably silly, but this is the card I was going to play earlier. So this one says that if I have more power cards in play than you do, I'm going to gain 20 points
At the end of the game.
at the end of the game. And I
Yes.
mean, it's not looking good for me right now on that. But
Well,
we're,
we're
we're, we're
tied.
tied. We're tied. That's true. We're
Yeah.
tied. So it's anyone's game. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
If one of us is pumping up the power cards more, it's going to get 20 big points. So that's a game changer potentially.
Yes. I'm going to play this card. So this card will. First, I got to get my energy. I wish I could see first. I'll just take a blue. I don't have any blues. So now I've drawn 2 cards. I can keep one and give the other one to you. Ooh.
Oh,
Oh
thank
no.
you. This sounds good.
Oh well.
Really? They're both
I
good?
will be taking. You choose a card for watch it play. You have to be careful. I've screwed this up. So there you go. Happy birthday. And this was going for me. Yes. Okay. All right. So I can take some actions here. Can I play this? I can play this. So I'm going to play that. Oh, I need more air. Oh, I got to select that. I have to select an air on my amulet from the first turn.
You gave me a very interesting card. Joel passed me one called Hourglass of Time that every time the seasons change, I'll get to gain an energy token of my choice. That really is a happy birthday.
Yes.
So thank you.
But it's very good. But the one I would have given you instead would have been way better and way worse
Oh.
for me. So.
Oh well. I'll take your handouts, your leftovers.
Yeah, I mean
Let's see
that's not
here.
a bad handout though. What you got there?
Okay. Hmm.
Is it my turn again already?
It
You must
is.
choose a die. 7.
I'm going to ask you a question when you finish your die taking here.
Okay. Yes, I will take. Should be okay. 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 I took
All
my
right.
die.
Actually, I guess I'll let you take your turn, and then when I'm taking my turn, I'll ask you the question.
Oh, I got to discard energy because I went over.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'll get rid of the green. Since I have a million. And now I'm going to play Mr. Mean video
Is this
game.
the awesome card you picked up?
Yes, this is the awesome card. It's worth 14 points.
Ouch.
Its effect is each of your opponents sacrifices a power card.
Oh, does it have to be like a live one? Sacrifice means it's a live one, right?
Yeah, one that's played out.
Oh, that is dirty.
Isn't it? Dirty business.
Well, I'm going to get rid of the cheapest one, the one that gave me 9 crystals, because that effect. At least I already have the 9 crystals.
Yeah.
Um,
There you go.
you must sacrifice a card. Okay, so click on that, and it is gone.
Okay. I can transmute, but I choose
I
not
remember
to.
when I liked you, Joel. That was about 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to tell you my question. I noticed you posted recently the review for Game of Thrones, the board game, second edition. If people haven't
Yeah.
watched that, they should definitely check that out. Very good review. That is a game that, at some point you're probably going to have to backstab somebody. And
Absolutely.
there's a lot of table talk. There's a lot of promising people what you're going to do and then not doing it. And I've played this game with people. Here, I'll spoil something else I don't normally do. Game of Thrones is my number one favorite game.
Oh,
There you go.
really?
People ask me that all the
That
time.
that was a question I had for you.
Oh, was it? There you go.
Yes.
I actually was afraid you might ask me something like that, so I actually prepared like my top 10.
Oh,
But Game of Thrones, yeah, is one of my top favorite games. But I have had that game create instances where people at the table, hasn't happened to me thankfully, but I've watched like a couple, like a married couple, I remember,
oh no.
and the tension was palpable. Like you could tell the game had turned a corner where there was real feelings, that were hurt, and that this was going to carry over a certain, at least length of time. Have you ever encountered that in a game you've been playing, and you know, sort of suffered through that? Because I find it's a little uncomfortable. I mean, it's just kind of uncomfortable because it's like a real life is suddenly intruded in a very significant way,
Yeah.
and certain games bring that out. It is part of the nature of the game.
hmm I
Have you
have seen that, and more than once.
Oh, okay.
But the one that sticks to different degrees. Like I've played a game and I could see across the table that okay, this person is not my biggest fan right now,
Right.
and and then it kind of comes and goes away. Um, I will say between myself and a guy at my work, um, he will play a game just to screw you over, and since we're on YouTube, I'm not going to use the language, but it's like he says if you screw me, I screw back, and that he says it all the time. He says all this is his screw back,
Like
like
beyond reason, like to his own detriment, he'll hold on to that, you mean?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
gotten better. Because interestingly enough, he actually takes games. I have like a little shelf at work, a little like a cabinet that's on wheels with a bunch of little filler games in there. And he will go in and grab one or two games to take home to play with his kids and stuff.
Wait, is this a little library you've created at your work?
Yeah, well, I've got like a little work library. Yeah.
That's the coolest thing, Joel.
Well, it's a little plastic wheelie cabinet, like with shelves. You pull out like three little shelves, and you can see through, and you can see which games are on which shelf, and then pull it out and grab.
I can see you
And
wheeling it around the office.
well, no, I don't.
I know.
Yeah, wheel it out to lunch.
I know. I just have an image. I know you don't do that.
So anyway, he'll come and grab games and play with his kids, and so he's kind of become quite the gamer. He's from India actually,
Okay.
and he's living here, and he's trying to. I don't know if he's trying to get citizenship. We tease each other and stuff about it, but so he's got a real gamer mind, you might say, because he'll even kind of admit, like if you go to the markets in India and stuff, you can barter. Like in the United States and probably in Canada too, I assume. You don't go into Walmart or McDonald's or Target or something and try to barter with people for a shirt or something.
Yeah, I don't get very far when I bring in my beaver pelts. Yeah, yeah. True, true.
All right. So he has that mindset, and
Yeah.
even dealing with him, outside of games and stuff, he engages in that. I mean, he's a great guy. I love him to death, and but to see him kind of translate that into gaming has been interesting. I'm like, so you're actually a gamer, you just didn't know it.
He was doing it in real life.
Yeah, yeah,
For real
and
stuff.
yeah, and so his thing is like once he gets screwed over in a game, he's gotten better. Like I said, he's gotten better about that. So but me and him have had a couple where I'm like, why did you do that, dude? Like, that make no sense. And I'll try to explain it to him, like to the point where like I shouldn't even be trying to explain it to him because he's not listening. So it doesn't. I was like, just give up and keep playing and forget
Yeah,
it.
it's almost like it's a personality thing, right? I gotta say,
Mhm.
I don't love that when gamers do that. I don't mind if someone holds a grudge, and so if they have two people they can screw over, they pick me, as long as they're not hurting themselves more by doing so.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
at some point, then it is kind of personal and weird. Like,
Mhm.
I want you to
Yeah,
be trying to do your best, not just trying to get me out. And the only
yeah.
reason I went after you, presumably, is because it was battering my game. Um, but yeah, that can happen for
Yeah.
sure. Does he take winning
Well,
very seriously too?
and see what? Yeah, he does
Yeah.
absolutely. If he wins, we hear about it.
Yeah.
for a good 5 minutes, and then
Hmm.
it's gone. But
And when he
um,
loses, I bet he's real good about it.
he actually is good about it.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's good.
He's not a sore loser.
Okay.
He's not a bad winner. I mean, it's not to the extent where it aggravates me or anything, where
Sure.
talks about winning, because like I said, it lasts a minute or two, and then it's over. Um,
Yeah, there's
but
nothing wrong with being glad you won. I mean, yeah.
yeah, sure. Um, but yeah, we've had it on. He's had it out with other folks there at work. Um, but at this point, it's like it's just the way he is, and now it's become sort of just a thing, where it's like, oh, we expect him to act this way, and he plays off it, and he doesn't mean any malice by it
Sure.
or
Yeah.
anything. Um, so there's that I can think of, and then long ago, like 10 years ago, when I used to play games over a game of Kalis, a married couple got into it pretty good. Yeah. It's your turn there, my friend.
Yeah, I know. I played this card that let me draw 4 cards, play one of them for free. So I'm just looking over.
Let's see.
I was hoping for that super card, the one I was going to knock you out with. But what are magic items?
Magic. Oh, if it's set, if we look at the cards, you can see. I believe it's like based on the color. Let me pull up my screen here. I was looking at
Because
something
I know
else.
like the creatures or whatever. I forget what they're called. I'm sure someone in the chat is going to scream it out at us here.
The
But like,
creatures of orange
yeah, they're like the minions
numbers.
or whatever. But the other ones are just called powers, aren't they?
No, those are all items. I think it's
Oh,
only items or like all of yours are items.
oh, okay, okay, I got it now. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, I've really got a tricky choice here. I really do. Okay, well, I'll do this one. And, okay, so I have to add a card to my hand. Let's see here. I like adding cards to my hand. Ooh, yeah, baby, I got it. All right. Now I can take some actions. All right, let's see. Any other actions I want to take here? I don't think so. I think I'll end my turn, and I'll say go to you.
All right. What's the longest you've ever had a game run, Rodney? That was a question in the chat.
Oh, just any game, not just seasons. Um, this one, no.
Yeah.
The longest. Hmm. It might have been a Game of Thrones game,
Hmm.
honestly. Let me just think though, if there was anything that was. No, honestly, the longest game I probably ever had run, and this is, I'll say Game of Thrones is my official answer. My unofficial answer was Empires in Arms when I was in junior high, and I bought that game. It was like my first war game, and I bought it just because I just thought it was amazing that a game could have like 80 pages of rules. Um, and I played that by myself, and I spent hours like playing one game of that. The game like normally takes hours with more people, and I played all of the different characters and or the different players. That's probably the longest I ever spent playing a single game. What about you, Joel?
That is a great question. I'd have to think on that. Let me take a gander at the shelf here.
Yeah.
Longest game. Hmm. I don't know. I don't. No. I mean, like Hegemonic and Game of Thrones, those take like 4 hours or so.
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever had a game. I haven't played like an epic game of Civilization or some war game or anything like that. That's played. Uh, yeah, I guess I don't have a taste for that. I did.
I think my Game of Thrones game that was the longest. I think that lasted around 6 hours or so, maybe a
Hmm.
little over 6 hours. There was a lot of new players. Um, so yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's definitely, if you got new players, that's a tough one to
yeah, and we
crack.
were all kind of new, honestly, at the time. But
Yeah.
okay, my turn. My turn. Do not re-roll. Do I want to transmute any energy? No, I do not. Do I have any cards I can do things with? You have got more cards than I do.
Hmm.
That
That's
makes
why
me.
I picked that other card because
Yeah.
I was like, I need to put you back a few.
Okay, I'm ending my turn. Well, look at this. We're in the third year now, so we've gotten all new cards.
Yes.
We're in the home stretch.
Now
Technically,
comes the big
going by
hammer.
points, I'm winning you. I'm beating you here.
Well, yeah.
But
We'll see.
hmm.
I love the art on this game. I'm just
Oh,
looking
the
at the
art is
cards.
beautiful, and the dice. If people haven't seen them, they're nice, big, chunky dice.
Hmm.
They're deeply cut, well painted.
Hmm.
The production value is beautiful. This is actually an insert that, along with being very clever, actually works. I think. Do you find?
Oh yeah, yeah, I think I don't really have any problems with it like sliding around. Like
Yeah.
some inserts they fit everything, but once you flip the box over, everything falls out anyway.
Right. Right.
This one I don't remember this one. I actually got rid of this one, but um, I enjoyed it. This game I find with more than two, it's not quite as fun. But
I find the same thing generally because of the length of time. I find it gets a bit, it drags on a bit.
mm,
Whereas with two, it's pretty good. And I mean, this one's probably running a little longer because we're bantering and stuff too. But
yeah,
yeah, it can snap along pretty quickly, especially when you play the game a lot too, right? Because you get to value the cards a little easier.
yeah.
Sorry, this is taking me a little longer. I will do that.
All right. What did you choose? Okay. So I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only got room for one more card, so I think I need. Oh, I'm full up on
You are on energy.
stuff. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, take transmute, I guess. Okay, let's find
Okay.
a question while Rodney thinks.
Okay.
Who's going to win the Stanley Cup, Rodney?
Okay. I got a confession to make. I'm not a hockey guy.
No.
No, I am not a hockey guy. I do not have a stake in it. It's weird. Well, see, growing up, my parents were not super sports people, and I think a lot of the time you get that from your friends and your parents, your family, that sort of thing, right? And even
Right.
amongst my friends, I wouldn't say I hung out with the jocks, like the sports people. So I mostly watched sports when it mattered, like, in the finals of something or the Olympics and that. I was more of a basketball guy growing up,
Oh,
to be honest. So I played a little bit. I did follow a little bit, but even that's dropped off a lot in more recent years. So that was a terrible dud answer, but yeah,
hmm.
that's. What about you? Do you have an opinion on it?
LA Kings.
Okay.
I'm not a huge hockey guy. I'm an LA Kings guy. I'm actually originally from LA,
Oh,
or at
okay.
least the surrounding area, not from LA. But
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
um, I'm a big Kings fan when they're in the playoffs. I honestly don't pay attention to them much during the regular season. Um, but basically, I like the Kings, the Dodgers, the Lakers, and the Seahawks.
Okay.
And I have kind of the San Diego Chargers as my backup because I expect them to move to LA, but that hasn't happened yet.
All
Anyway,
right. Well, I get to take like a bunch of energy here. Is what I picked up just now.
ah,
So kind of working through what the best ones are to grab.
mhm.
Um, I think I know. I think I
What are
know.
some of your favorite board game YouTube channels to watch? Watch it played. Good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I will answer as soon as I um,
That's fine.
punch out my. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. I must discard two. Okay, this makes more sense now.
Oh, he's got a ton of energy he's got to discard right now.
All right.
Yeah, no, honestly, I like watch it played. I like to watch Lance. I like to watch Marco. I like to watch Tom Bassel on the Dice Tower. A lot of the guys on the Dice Tower really like. I like to watch Tabletop. You must sacrifice a card. What?
Sorry. Did I interrupt your chatter?
Yes, you did.
You must, with all those cards, have something useless you can throw away.
I do. There's a little 6-pointer
There you go.
card that doesn't have any effect. Ooh, now we're even.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I like a lot of them. I do like tabletop. I am really looking forward to. Hopefully, tabletop is trying to get their funding
Yes, that's
for
right.
season 3, and I would really like to see the RPG tabletop thing. They have hit $1 million to basically create a whole nother show. So they'll have tabletop plus RPG tabletop or whatever it's called.
That's right.
And I watched. I usually watch every year. I just watched a little bit of it today. The what is it called? They do
PAX,
the PAX thing. Yes, they do the night. Yeah,
Acquisitions Inc.
yes, I love that. I
Yeah, me
love
too.
that. And Will Wheaton was on it, I believe, for like 2 years or something.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, and man, this is the most hilarious thing. I wish he would be on it again. The other guests they've had have been good as well, but
If people haven't checked it out, it's certainly well worth watching, even if you're not a role-playing fan. They do a live playthrough with one of the head guys over at Wizards of the Coast who runs it. I'm forgetting his name. Chris, I think it is. Chris something. And it's the guys from Penny Arcade, or it was anyway, some of the older ones, and the guy who does the art for PvP as well, PvP Online. So it's a pretty good eclectic group, and it is a lot of fun. So it would be really cool to see them do an RPG playthrough for sure.
yeah, yeah.
I would dig that. Um, I hate listing because not because I mind listing, but I'm always afraid I'm going to forget somebody. And yeah, I mean, I've said it many times before, so obviously I'm not just saying it because I'm here now. Drive Through Review, excellent. Undead Viking, Tom Vassal, all the usual suspects there. Couple versus Cardboard. They've been around for about a year now. I really
Yeah.
dig what they're doing. It's different. The look of it's different. They're charming. They're fun to watch. I think people should check them out if they aren't. Oh, it's my turn, and I'm at
Yes.
minus time here. Let me just pick something.
Yeah, I agree with Couple versus Cardboard as well. I like it because it's got kind of like almost like a mini podcast feel to it,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
it's a more general kind of idea about the game. It's not like the traditional talking head, here's the rules talking head. It's broken up nicely. I kind of like that. It's almost like a casual kind of thing, I guess, which is good.
It feels very natural. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a better word.
When I
Okay.
saw them the first time, I just felt like, oh, I'm seeing something different here, which was really great. I like I like Board Game Replay. Matt Evans there. He's been on the show a couple of times,
Uh-huh.
and they're also again like when I saw that, I said, hey, here's somebody doing something different. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen that one before, Joel?
I, honestly, I don't think I have.
So what they do is they introduce the game. I think he's kind of solidified his format here. They introduce the game. They go over a little bit. They actually give you a few sample turns. So you can kind of really see how it works. And then the group of them who have played the game sit around and talk about their replay experience. So it's like a sports replay. But
Right.
during that talk, they will cut back because they record during the entire playthrough, but they don't show you the entire playthrough. They just cut back and show you moments from key moments, interesting moments, whatever, dynamic things, that sort of thing. And that's
Hmm.
again someone doing something new and different, and that's pretty cool. Let's see here. I do not want to re-roll. I can take some actions though, and boy, won't I. Let's see.
Speaking of new people, I also really enjoy the Spooning Meeples folks that we played a game of Resistance on the other day. Tiffany,
Yes. Yeah.
the one tar, she does a really interesting way of doing videos. I mean, a couple of my favorites. If you go to the one tar on YouTube, you find that Sherlock Holmes video. Really enjoyed that.
Yes, that's right.
Um,
I saw that. And the couple versus cardboard people made an appearance there, didn't they?
yes, they did. That's right. I forgot about that.
Glenn and Cheryl were on that. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So that was good. And then she also did a couple other ones that I really just were like, wow, that was great. And gosh, what are the other ones? Well, the Cards Against Humanity one is pretty funny, and um, the Drunk Quest one is pretty funny. um, some folks might be uptight about it. I could see that, but I thought it was
Yeah.
funny. I thought it was great. Yeah, what's the other one I really liked? Oh, what's the game where you can play without a table? What's the name of that game?
Oh, the one where you stand up. Aeronauts?
Aeronaut. She played it on a ski lift. I thought
Yes.
that was
Yeah.
awesome. Okay.
I'm a board game media junkie. I
Yeah.
watch anytime someone posts something to Board Game Geek, if I haven't seen them before, I'll at least try to check out a video, and then usually they'll end up in my rotation. It's just fun to see what other people are doing. It kind of feeds my brain a little bit because outside of opportunities like this, Joel, where I can sit down like with you and we're talking about games now, I don't get a ton of opportunities. I have my gaming group and it's actually been growing and that's been nice. So
Mm.
I get an outlet there. But doing things like this certainly help a lot, and sort of connecting with other people in their channels kind of makes me feel like I'm again connecting to that larger board gaming community.
Yep.
Let's see here. Do not reroll. No. I think I'm going to be ending my turn here, and
So
it's your turn. What's your something I was thinking about to ask you because you've got a family. What did they think about what you do? When you tuck away into the room to play a game with Rodney and and talk online,
um,
and
yeah,
your videos and everything else, everything you
yeah.
do.
No, I think they think it's okay. I mean, they tease me about it. We have kind of a family of teasers, you know. So it's funny, kind of a funny story. My wife, I did a Kickstarter last year to go to Gen Con this year and stuff, and since then she's always like, "How come you're not in there making videos? The people are expecting you to make a video every single day." And I said, "No,
Yes.
not every day. I didn't agree to." I mean, so she's like on me. I mean, in a joking way, but she's
She's
like,
the voice of the people.
"Yes." She's like, I didn't see any videos last night. Like if I get up and she's like, there's no videos posted. She follows me on Facebook. She likes Facebook.
Oh, that's great.
So she follows the drive-through Facebook and stuff. She's like, I didn't see any videos last night. What's going on?
Come on,
You're down
Slacker.
here all night. What were you doing? I'm like, no, I was, watching TV or playing a video game maybe or something. But because I do most of my stuff at night when they've gone to bed. Usually start late.
Sure.
If I get a free weekend here and there or something, I'll do something. But they enjoy it. My son's been on the videos with me a couple of times. He
I
hasn't
remember
been
that. Legendary, right?
a couple others too. Yeah.
Hmm.
But he hasn't been too keen to actually be on the videos, but he still likes to play games
Sure.
here and there. But let's see what I got here. I'll pick that.
All right. Oh dear.
What does your family think about the whole?
Well,
This is
I really couldn't do it if Christy wasn't supporting me in it, to be honest. And of course, Luke and Andrew have been on the show,
yeah.
co-hosting in that. Luke predominantly lately because Andrew's been so busy. But yeah, no, they've been very supportive. I mean, it is very time-consuming, and so I'm conscious about that. You know what I mean? Like that. It means I'm juggling, home life and the video series.
Mhm.
But Christy knows I'm doing something that I find incredibly satisfying and rewarding. And we have gotten support each year with our fundraiser, and as long as that support continues to increase, then it makes sense for me to keep doing it. She's happy to see me doing it as long as it makes sense, and that's the way I feel about it too. Honestly, Joel, like at the point where it doesn't make any sense anymore, I need to stop. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because no, it's not like I'm able to sock away retirement money doing this.
Right.
Eventually, I'm going to get old. So yeah, but otherwise, yeah, no, very supportive. I mean, I can't when I go away to on a trip or something. We have two kids at home. They can't take care of themselves, so Christy has to pick up the load, and she has a full-time job. So she steps in and does all that, and she's great, and she's gracious about it. So yeah, no, it's been very helpful for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Do I want to re-roll? Do not. How many power cards do you have down? Oh,
6.
okay. I'm having a little problem here. You know what? I'll do this. I'm putting out a power card that costs me crystals, so it's taking away points, but it's worth 7. I cost 2, worth 7. The effect on it I probably don't want to use, but I guess it's sort of like I net gained 5
Mm-hmm.
points, so I'll just do that. The other thing I got to keep track of is how many stars I have to be able to put more power cards out. I was kind of taking it for granted there earlier, but if you catch up to me, I could end up not being able to get enough power cards out.
Yep.
No, I have to choose. An energy to take. That is a great effect, being able to take more energy. All right, for free. Choosing a die. What's it going to be? What is it going to be? I think I'll take the fire. All right, over to you.
All right. So I need this.
Well, you mentioned Gen Con and your Gen Con coverage. What do you plan to do this year, Joel? You want to tell us a little bit about that? Because I'm kind of curious. I mean, let me just start by saying a little more praise for you here, but I thought your coverage was really, really impressive. It's very difficult to get kind of live coverage and get it out quickly unless you're willing to dedicate a lot of your Gen Con evening and time to doing that, I imagine. It seemed like it was a certain amount of effort, and then the quality of what you was producing was very good. So what's your plans this year?
Well, thanks, Rodney. I appreciate that quite a bit,
Sure,
actually. Appreciate you saying that.
Well, I was at Gen Con, and I was watching your coverage.
So that's a good sign, then. That's a good sign.
Because you can't get to everything.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's definitely true. Probably more of the same, but hopefully what I meant is more. You know, I would like to just do more.
Right.
I think I will do a better job of getting more done before I go back to the hotel room, because basically what I do is I go record a bunch of video and go back, and then queue up to upload, maybe rest for, I don't know, an hour at most, and then get back out there and do stuff. So I'm actually uploading during the day as well. And it's just a matter of necessarily like making the videos live on YouTube, and I make a geek list on Board Game Geek with all the videos. So just to kind of give people like a lot to kind of chew on for a little bit, and then they can come back later and watch a bunch more. So I plan on doing more of the booth videos, you know,
right.
and scheduling more. And I think a few folks weren't so ready to have me stick my camera in their booth last year, and I, you know, more than the year before, because I actually did it the year before too.
That's right.
And so I think more people will be receptive, and I'll be able to schedule more stuff up front. And I hope you know, my main concern is obviously the viewer, because, sorry, I don't mean to go on about this because I've thought a lot about it actually.
No, I want to hear, seriously.
Okay, all right. My main concern is the viewer, and they're getting something, because one thing I would like to see is, kind of reminds me of the old days of E3 from the video game world. Now, E3 is not such a big deal anymore. Most people go to PAX or expect things out of PAX.
Right.
But they don't really announce new things at PAX. I've been following PAX a little bit this year, and yeah, well, I take that back. I mean, they kind of, there are new announcements with the video game stuff, but before, when E3 would happen that week, I remember I was a little bit more of a video game player back then, but you know, that Tuesday through Thursday,
I know what you're going to say. All the videos would just be releasing of all the. Yeah.
And I would, like, that Tuesday at lunch at work, I'd be like, oh my gosh, there's like 20 videos. Okay, which games look cool? And I'll watch like the little trailers and you know, some of the footage of playing the game and stuff. And I was like, man, we need that for board games. I mean, because not everybody can get to Indianapolis, and I think it just generates that much. I just think it was fun, you know. Like, I loved it. I loved E3 week, you know, 10 years ago or whatever it was. And I was like, man, that would be awesome to do that. And then I watched Scott Nicholson do an in-play thing with his iPad. And I was like, man, that's it. And it wasn't so much the in-play thing. It was like, okay, he's taking the video, and boom, it goes out to the internet.
Right.
And I was like, I could do that.
Yeah, you can run and gun this. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I did some in-plays, and I'd like to do more of that this year as well. I didn't do as many in-play reviews as I did the year before, but but that's tricky as well. It's just, whatever.
I,
It's
I
actually
will
harder to do
say
that. Yeah.
I will say it's a personal goal of mine to get into one of those this year.
Oh, is it?
It is, yeah. I do hope to get
Yeah.
into one. So,
Okay, well, I'll make a point of it then.
okay,
We'll have
good.
to figure out something. When it gets closer, uh, maybe Dead Winter. Somebody asked a question about Dead Winter. I'm trying to dovetail, but
Yeah,
maybe Dead Winter will be out. We can play that
it'd be so great. Yeah,
or something like that.
be lots of good stuff for us to choose from. That's for sure.
Yeah.
No, I have to
But
say, like, I think you nailed it there. The idea is the spirit of it is for the viewer, and if you're fortunate enough to be able to go to a convention like Gen Con and you have some equipment that you can use to get some of that information out, I think it's a wonderful service. And I know that you did a fundraiser there to help with that, and I think that's a worthy thing, because people have seen already what you're able to do, and if
yeah,
they want that kind of service again, then at least they know what they're getting. You know what I mean? And if anything, you're going to get better at it. So,
yeah.
and the people, even at the booths, are going to be more aware. Oh yeah, you're the guy who did that last year. Now I know what's coming.
I hope
You know
so.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, appreciate that though. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad people get feedback. It means a lot to me, this specific feedback, because some folks ask me, look, what do you just spend the whole time doing video and this and that? But I mean, man, it's so fun for me because I can. There's two things I really like about Gen Con. A, it's the whole video thing, and B, it's kind of like meeting up with you and other people and seeing people in person that I've interacted with online or watched their videos or just chatted with. And that's nice because it feels like you said, just kind of your bigger gaming group, and you feel like you've developed a friendship with these people, kind of like long distance. So I really enjoy that part of it as well.
It reminds me of going to summer camp. That's the memory
Yeah,
I have. Like once a year, I go and I see these people that I look forward to seeing, and we reconnect right away. Like no time has passed. You know what I mean? And that is really neat. Anyway, I interrupted your thought, but yeah.
no, no, that's perfect analogy. Is like summer camp, and it's almost like Mecca. Not to be sacrilegious, but it's
Yeah.
like gamers Mecca there, and it's like everybody goes there, and you're like, okay, we're all on the same wavelength here.
Yeah.
We're all wanting to taste down the different releases and see the different things and all that stuff. So it's kind of interesting that sort of unimind that almost kind of, I don't know what you just feel a connection in some ways. It's kind of superficial in some ways, but
It is
uh,
superficial,
it,
but it's still palatable. You can feel it. Like you can kind of feel the energy of everybody, and you're excited, and you want to see what people are checking out and into. And hey, did you pick up this game? Which one are you thinking about getting? Have you tried this one yet? What are you doing later? You want to go for
yeah,
something to eat? All that stuff is just,
right,
it's fun. It's fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's that part of it, but I do appreciate feedback, especially for that, because it really drives me. It's kind of like it's probably my favorite thing to do. I mean, out of all the stuff, is to go there and do that and just stick the microphone in people's face uh, and just kind of be like right there at the edge. It's like the Firefly game that came out last year. I tried so hard. I walked by their booth so many times, and I got there early
Yeah.
because I had exhibitor pass, and I was like, man, it's an hour until people come in the door. Please, let's just demo. It'll take 5 minutes. And I don't want to sound like I'm bashing Gale Force 9 because they were busy. They were legitimately busy.
Sure. Yeah.
And prepping and talking to their folks at the booth and everything. But I was like, man, just give me. I just tried so hard, so hard, so hard. And they had these huge tables in the other hall, with the giant sort of oversized board kind of things. And I went and the guy had just finished demo a game. I said, here, come on, you got to give me. The game's all set up. You have all the pieces out. I was like,
Right. Right.
and it's like I just felt like I'm like on the edge of that, and it just for me personally, it's just neat, because I'm like, this is a game like so many people are expecting this. I'm looking forward to it because it's Firefly, and just you get kind of a rush from that. So
Yeah, it's kind of like it feels like kind of guerrilla. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to
yeah,
find the right moment, the right time to snag that person and get it set up and be able to send that back. Like I watched your Battle Lore one because again I was at the convention, but I couldn't sit down at every demo I wanted to.
yeah,
And I was very interested in that game. Sometimes I go by the table and it's full. And I mean that is a really nice perk because if you like board games and you enjoy kind of the I don't know, the newsiness of it. Like you say, the E3 experience, like the new trailer's out. I want to see it. Oh, look at the cool graphics and all the rest of it. I get kind of a buzz off of that, right? I like seeing, oh, look at the miniatures for Battlelore. They look awesome. Look at the board. Look at the cool stuff you can do.
yeah.
So it's, yeah, no, it's great. So I'm glad you've been getting good feedback about it because I want to see more of it. So as long as that's fueling you to keep doing it, that's fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so back to my turn here. Let me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you guys can't see me. I'm trying to. I just played a card to draw 4 cards, and then I can summon one for free.
Oh, brother.
Um, all of these hurt me because of that bonus you're getting um, at the end of the game if you have more cards. I mean, 9 crystals.
You've got a lot of high point cards. Oh, I shouldn't say a lot of, but you got a couple big high point cards out. It makes me nervous.
I do.
Makes me nervous.
All right. So now, okay, you're 1 card ahead of me now. So let's
Yeah.
tab over to the game here. So you've got, yeah, you guys can see it there. He's 1 card ahead of me. I need a way to get more cards. So hopefully we get a card draw. That's one thing we haven't seen here.
I got one of them. I think I got one once. Early on.
Okay. And you took it.
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think here. What am I going to do? I'm going to do that. You get to choose a die. Well, we know this is not going to be the last turn. So just in case it isn't clear to people, because this is kind of a funny thing, and I know you already mentioned it, Joel, but the little timer moves based on the die that we don't choose. We roll 3 dice, we each get to pick one. The one that's left over, each die has a number of dots on them, and that's how many spaces the little black cube will move on our little timer. So is it as soon as it gets to, it's as soon as it crosses 12, right? That's what ends the game.
Yeah, it's over.
So right now, no matter what die we take, we're going to be left over with a 1-pip die, so it'll move to 11.
Right.
So, a little more time for you to get a few more cards out. I'm not happy about that, honestly.
I've got 1 in my hand. Does it tell you how many you have in your hand?
I wish I knew. Oh, it tells me the sides of the dice if you hover over them. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, it's your turn to take actions.
Oh, I forgot about these bonuses.
What bonuses?
Oh, around the wheel, there's 4 bonuses.
Oh, yes, yes, that's a good point. While you're taking your turn, I'll explain this.
Yeah, okay.
So if you look around the wheel, as Joel was saying, in each corner, there's these little gray, look like cards. These are bonus powers you can just activate on your turn if you want. But to activate them, it's going to cost you actual victory points. And it escalates. I can't remember the denomination, like it's like 5 and then 10 and then I forget exactly how many it is, but each of these powers are kind of cool. So the one in the top left-hand corner lets you trade in any 2 energy you have for any 2 energy you want. The one in the top right just gives you, lets you transmute, and it gives you +1 point for each thing you transmute. The bottom left just gives you +1 star, so you can summon more cards potentially. And the last one, anytime you use the side of a die that lets you draw a card, you draw 2 and pick 1. So
just a heads up, I've played Temporal Boots, which moves the black marker all the way across.
Oh, you've ended the game.
Yes. Well, after this turn.
Okay, after this turn. So I've got to be careful and smart.
Yeah.
Leftover energy gives you nothing, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So I will do this.
Yeah. So I need to transmute. So I will just transmute everything, I think.
I'm nervous now, Joel.
Yeah, we'll see. It was a gamble.
Tell me, can you play more than 1 card if you have the energy to pay for it?
Oh, yeah, you can play as much as you want.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Then let me see here.
I'm not getting another card, so I took a gamble that you didn't have this stuff.
All right, let's do this. Boom. Oh, okay, so I do not want to reroll the die. I have to discard an energy, so I will discard a green one. Oh, I have to discard 2 of them. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Board Game Arena. Okay, and now I will I'll play a card. I don't even know what this card does, to be honest. You must choose an opponent. How do I choose you? I guess I click on you somehow?
I think you just click my name.
Oh, yeah, maybe I click your name up here. I don't know where to click your name. Oh, choose this player. Sorry, it had a little pop-up that said choose this player, so I did.
All right, so you are going to get those bonus points.
And I just dropped something.
No.
A big hammer. Gain 3 crystals for each magic item you have in play. That was the big hammer.
Well, I've got a 30-point card that I played for free, so we'll
Oh,
see.
ooh, a 30-point card for free.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's my big one.
that is. So this is gonna end it here, I think.
Oh, all right, good game.
Oh my goodness, I went 2 for 2 tonight, Joel.
Yes.
Good game indeed. I think it was that hammer at the end that really.
Well, that and your bonus was more points than you beat me
That's
by,
true.
right?
The 20 points. Yeah, the 20 points off at the other.
Oh, 20 points. Oh, that
Yeah.
was still would beat me.
Well, it had me
Yeah,
guessing. That's for sure.
yeah,
Well, what do you know? We fit in 2 games, and Seasons is a heavier game there, a little meatier.
yeah,
I was glad I got to play that. I haven't played that in like a while, maybe a
yeah.
little
Me
sooner than you
too.
have, but it was good. It makes me want to get the real thing out now. I have my game group tomorrow night, and I think I might just have to haul it out.
Good,
But
good.
yeah, we got any other questions going there?
Yeah, we do. I was just going to say we kind of talked about playing Stone Age, but I'm up against the clock here, Rodney. So I
Yeah,
think we'll
sure.
have
No,
to.
we did good. Let's bang through any more questions or whatever time you've got left.
Yeah. Let me take a peek here. There was one question: if you had ever had to play Freedom with Luke.
Oh, great question. Yeah, so we got that, and as a gift from a viewer, and it's one I really want to play with him. I haven't yet, but it's certainly something I hope to get to very, very soon. I have a couple things on my shoot. I was away. I was traveling for a little bit, and that kind of put my shooting schedule a bit behind. So I've been playing catch up for the last couple of weeks, actually. So I'm just about getting there. We actually hauled out a game yesterday. There was a big sale, 90% off on a whole bunch of World of Warcraft TCG cards,
Mm,
and I'd always wanted to try it out. I'm an ex World of Warcraft player. I'm in recovery,
mm-hmm.
always
Same
in
here.
recovery. Yeah. So yeah, we played that and we had a good time with it. But like I said, 90% off. I mean, it was kind of like a steal.
Mm-hmm.
And they've discontinued the game, so that's probably the last thing I played with Luke. And the other thing,
Was that the old Upper Deck one or the Cryptozoic stuff?
well, like it kind of turned into the
Yeah.
Cryptozoic one. I think the cards are still they still work with, but so I have a little bit of everything. But the thing that I played with Luke before that was Ashes. I'm in the playtest for Ashes. Have you heard about this one?
Ashes?
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard of Ashes.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty excited about this one, Joel. So
Oh,
Plaid Hat Games has got another game in the pipeline by Isaac Vega,
okay.
and this is a card dueling game. Not like Summoner Wars, like but you bring your deck of cards
Oh,
that
I
you
did see this. Go ahead
constructed.
though. Sorry.
You've constructed your deck of cards, and you have your main hero character or whatever, and you build a deck around it, and then you're trying to destroy the other person's hero. But it also includes dice, and it really uses them in a clever way. That the randomness is there that creates interesting dynamics, but it's not like you don't feel like you're suffering if you don't roll well because you
Hmm.
have options and things to do. And so I don't do playtests as a rule. Like I don't do prototypes and things. I wouldn't have the time to really dedicate to it. But I was curious about this one, and I like to every now and then try something I haven't done yet with board gaming. So I thought I would try this one. And given the pedigree, right, I assumed it wasn't going to be a terrible game.
Right.
So that's been kind of fun to try, and yeah, I'm sucked right into it, and I can't wait for this thing to come out. Um, so I guess a little bit of a plug there for their upcoming game, but yeah, no, it's genuinely really, really interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. And they're going to, I think, have the same artist who did Dead of Winter do the art for this. So like, um, I suppose probably I'm in the playtest, so there's probably things I can't say or whatever. But
Right.
there's gonna be quite a few cards, and like to have all this card art from the same artist is gonna look gorgeous. In addition to I think playing really really well.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to I don't know when that's coming out. I don't know, but
Yeah.
something definitely to keep an eye out for, Joel, because it's looking pretty cool.
Good deal. Yeah, that sounds. I saw it in passing, and I was like, okay, keep
Yeah,
my ear.
I think they've I don't know if they've mentioned it on a podcast or just like some information's just starting to trickle out. But I mean, they still got like Dead of Winter's coming, and they've got other and Seafall and a whole bunch of other stuff that they want to get out the pipeline first. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a couple other questions here, and I'm sure more. It always seems like when I ask, oh yeah, there's another one.
Of course.
I can think the answers to some questions, beget other questions.
Well, people are so polite; they don't want to interrupt when you're in the middle of the game. So.
That's true. Okay. The other one was Dead of Winter. it's a funny question. Am I going to review it, and are you going to do a walkthrough of it? I would
Well, sure.
say,
I hope so.
sure, yes, I hope so too.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do certainly an instructional video for that, and no doubt a playthrough. I mean, I always sort of have a caveat that I'll do the playthrough if I think the game's a good fit, but I did demo it, and I know it's a good fit, so I'm really
Good.
hoping to do it. I'd love to do it. If I can find time in Andrew's schedule, I'd love to have her join me for that. I think as 3-player would be really fun and dynamic.
Cool.
But I mean, I'm actually looking forward to trying it 2-player and seeing how that works as well. But yeah, no, I can't wait to get my hands on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that one as well.
The
I've
crossroad cards that they talk up, Joel, they really are pretty clever, and it's pretty neat to be sitting there waiting for the person next to you to do something, and then it triggers that card, and then
uh-huh.
suddenly you've got this little story narrative element that you've got to deal with, and
Right.
maybe the whole table has to vote on it, and it's going to have an impact, or maybe it's up to that one person, and what they choose could negatively impact the table but benefit them, and then you've got to deal with the fallout as you sit there at the table having screwed everyone else over, or put the community in a difficult position, and then because somebody might be a traitor, you have to wonder, did the person do that because they're a traitor? Did they do that because they just want to help themselves out to make things a little easier for their own private goal? Anyway,
Right.
yeah, no, it's going to be good.
Cool. That sounds awesome. I can't wait for
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Um, okay, two more questions there. One is, are either of us going to BGG or Essen? Both answers are no for me, unfortunately.
I feel pretty confident I'm not going to be at Essen. I'd love for something to change and make that possible.
Hmm.
BGGCon is a maybe.
Hmm. Cool.
It was a no go for a long time, but it may happen. I'd really like to get to BGGCon, and all the details haven't settled out yet, but I'm hoping it can work out. Chrissy's schedule's got to be open and all the rest of it.
Right.
Um, so so yeah, it's a possibility. I might get a little help to get there, basically.
Good.
Yeah,
That would be good. That's
yeah,
that's a bucket list for me.
yeah.
I'll probably go in like 5 years.
Well, I think what I enjoy about that, Joel, is I love Gen Con. I mean, it's the only gaming convention I've been to, so my experience is limited. But it is a very fast, frenetic,
Oh
dynamic,
yeah.
crazy place. I would enjoy going to a con where I felt that if I was sitting down and playing a game, I wasn't missing 100 other things.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think VGG Con might be a little more conducive to that, just kind of hanging out and playing a game. So we'll
Right.
see.
Right. Um, Let me think here. Let me try to figure out a good last question. There's a couple more.
Are you going to any other conventions, Joel, this year?
Yeah, there's one I go to in Seattle called Sasquatch,
Oh
and that
yes.
is basically the week. I think it's the week right before Board Game Geek Con, and it's nice because it's an invite only kind of thing. It's only about 100 people or so. I think last year we had 120, and that was the biggest it ever was.
Huh.
Um, and they go and bring back every single Essen release you can think of. So there's just tables full of Essen releases, and you just say grab one and read the rules, or you go and read the rules at night, and then say, okay, I learned how to play Nauticus. Who wants to play it? And then somebody says, I learned how to play Robinson Crusoe. Let's play it.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and it's
That
like
sounds wild.
5 days. Yeah, it's like kind of like a mini BG con. And then a few of the folks there, they're like, yeah, we're going to BGG con next week. I'm like, man, would you take a month off of work? But yeah, so I'll be going to that probably. Not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I'll go to that again.
Again, that sounds like something where you're going to get a lot of just straight gaming in. Seems pretty fun.
Oh yeah, that's all you do.
Yeah.
And last year I actually took video in-play video reviews from there and stuff. But people were really receptive to that too. It was kind of nice to see. I don't know about you, but sometimes you get sick of like hearing your own opinions, like I do, because
Well,
I know what I'm gonna say. Like halfway through when I play a game, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm gonna say now, and because I just know. And then it's kind of interesting to hear people. Like I do ask my gaming group, like, hey, what do you guys think of this? And they kind of tell me, and it's interesting to hear them.
yeah. I never run into that problem because I
Yeah,
never voice my opinion.
there you go. Maybe that's a secret to doing these. I should learn from you.
Maybe. No, I like listening to your opinions.
Yeah. Um, okay, what do you think of Myth? Have you have you got a chance to play
Oh
that?
man, what a nasty thing to ask me.
Yeah, that's a good last one to end.
Oh. Gosh. Um,
I got one more after this. We'll do one more question that I
okay.
saved.
Okay, good. Myth, I feel very, very conflicted about Myth, honestly. I did that unboxing. I was really excited to get the game. I had seen the rule book beforehand, skimmed it. Felt like from the little bit I knew of it that this looked like a quality production.
Mhm.
And it is a quality production, but I found the rule book entirely impenetrable. And I know that people have, and I tried, like I spent an entire Sunday sitting with the rule book,
Mhm.
trying to sort it out. And I think there's a lot of people who will figure out some rules that work, but I'm not convinced that it's because the rules are in there. It's because they've glossed over and said, okay, well here's how we're going to play this thing this
Yeah.
way. Because I just ran into too many things where I was like, I don't know how I would resolve this situation if it came up. Like I laid everything out and started to play, and I couldn't do it in a way that made me feel confident. And that's a real shame because I am very convinced that there is a really excellent, innovative, interesting game in there. And I'm not just saying that to balance things out. I really believe that's true. I think that
Right.
what they did was different and interesting compared to a lot of other dungeon crawlers. Just sort of making it up as you go along. The open-endedness of it was interesting. But I just feel like somewhere in there, they had people making the rule book who already knew the game,
Hmm.
and they needed to get a couple people who knew nothing about the game and said, "Hey, here's the rules. Can you figure this out?" And I think they
Yeah.
would have found right away that there were some pretty significant problems there. I remember watching Rado because he was trying to learn it, and I was subscribed to the Myth forums, and he must have posted like about 40 different threads of questions because every different question he had as he ran through the rule books, he posted a thread on it.
Uh-huh.
So I think if I don't
He
consider
started
myself
all
a
those?
he started many of
He's
them.
probably responsible for half of them or something, I would guess, huh?
And I don't know what to do with that because I don't think of myself as an idiot, like a dummy when it comes to rules. I
No.
generally can figure out most rule books, and even the worst Fantasy Flight rule books. It's generally my complaints are that things are not put there in a coherent way, but I can figure it out if I stare at it long enough and squint, you
Yeah.
know. Um, but yeah, that was kind of my that was my feeling on it. I really believe they're going to have a version to a rule book that's going to fix everything. And the way they've been
Yeah.
talking is that with the next Kickstarter or whatever they're doing, they will release that in a print format.
Hmm.
I do believe that they're going to stand behind the product and clean that up.
Yeah.
But that was certainly a barrier for me because I
Yeah.
considered doing it on the channel, but I just felt like I wasn't going to be able to do it with confidence. I really like when I create my instructional videos that I feel confident that I've got everything right, and I still make mistakes,
Hmm.
sometimes, right? So with that one, I just didn't feel like I'd be confident enough. So that's my long-winded answer to
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's probably as close as I've ever come to calling out a game in public, but
Yeah.
that's one I struggled with.
Yeah, no, I think I'm 100% with you there. You know, I did a review and did a drive-through thing,
Yeah,
like a playthrough, and there were certain things in that playthrough after, the playthrough actually was interesting because it was actually beneficial for me more than other people.
sure, yeah,
Because it was like, holy cow, that is not 100% right at all. Or there were other cases where it was funny because people would tell me, no, you got that wrong, and I'm like, no, that's right. And then they're like, oh, you're right. You did actually play that right.
yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
really funny to see this whole dynamic go happen. But I agree with you. I think underneath the covers is a very innovative and cool game, and I 100% agree with you about how they probably should have had more people reading the rule book outside of their whatever their group was. But
Right.
yeah, at the end of the day, I do have hope for it, and it's going to stick on my shelf for the time being, at least.
Yeah,
But
mine too. Mine too.
yeah,
If they release that V2 rulebook and it puts things together, then I'm going to be very happy to play it. And that's the point where I'd reconsider like maybe doing something for it because I felt like okay, I understand it well enough, I could share it.
yeah, yeah. Um, so let's just round out with a question for me, and it's kind of
Oh, sure.
this is a softball.
Okay.
Um, I do see more questions, so I apologize, folks, but I will file these away. So if Rodney ever joins us again, I will revisit these if we're light on questions.
Sure.
Um, I always do that. So for 2014, what is the game that is not yet released? So you can't choose Splendor. uh,
Okay.
that you're most excited about? Upcoming maybe at Gen Con or Essen or something.
Ooh. Can I give you more than one?
Oh no, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Give me 10.
Okay. Okay. Seafall. Seafall's
Oh,
definitely up there. I think Risk Legacy was again another one of these games that were very innovative and interesting, and I enjoyed that one a lot. I think Rob Davio is a smart guy. If you hear him talk, he's pretty intelligent. I think he comes across that way, and I think it comes across in his game design too. And I think he's trying something even more ambitious with Seafall.
yeah.
And I think he's found himself facing new and bigger challenges. But if there's someone who can handle them, I think it's going to be him. So I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, he's teaming up with Flat Hat Games, so I feel confident that the production value is going to be really good. And Rob knows all about that too from his time at Hasbro. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. Dead of Winter, of course, which is coming out shortly. We already talked about that.
Hmm.
Um, these are all Flat Hat Games. Ashes, which I'm hoping will come out this year. So that's I'm really hyped about that. But I already mentioned that one. Golem or Golem Arcana. The
Oh, that's the digital one where you have the
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a miniatures game, right? For people who don't know, but
Right.
you get a digital, you get a pen apparatus, and then you tap on the miniature, you tap where you want to move on this board, and the app that you have running on your iPad or whatever device you have, I think it works on Android too, will then take care of all the rules for you. So it's a miniatures game that allows you all of the ambitions of a miniatures game without quite so much of the rules headaches. That's the idea anyway, I believe, right? So that's interesting. Again, I'm just curious about how that's going to work. Is this going to be like the next step in evolution of bringing digital and tabletop gaming together, or is it just going to be a big flop? Who knows, right? So
Right.
I look forward to seeing that. I am interested in the Dungeons and Dragons Attack Wing.
Yes, I am too.
Yeah, like I think the models look cool. I like that there's going to be ground troops and air troops.
Yes.
I think that's going to be neat. So that one's on my radar for sure. And speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, just even Dungeons and Dragons, I don't think they're calling it Next anymore. I think they're just calling it Dungeons and Dragons, the next edition of it.
Right.
I signed up for the playtest of that, and I did read some documents early on. Wasn't able to keep up with it, but I liked what I saw them doing there too. So
Mhm.
I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing it because at some point I would like to feature a role playing game on the channel,
Hmm.
and I've been talking about that for a while. Anyone who's been following me for a while has heard me talk about it before, and
Mhm.
so I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I don't know.
Have
That's
you
such a
taken a look at the Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game?
Yes, yeah, and I think that's. I love these beginner boxes. Pathfinder put out a fantastic beginner box. They
Mhm.
re-released it with some updates, which looks even better. And I think the Star Wars Edge of the Empire looks like they follow a similar format,
Right.
which I think is fantastic for new players. Yeah, I did. I actually played that Star Wars one. Buddies of mine were willing to run it online like we're doing here, basically, and we ran through a little adventure. None of the rest of us knew how to play it. We had our characters, though, our basic characters, and that was a good time. It was neat. The dice really work. They do draw out these story elements. Hey, you succeeded, but you're now at a disadvantage, so maybe you didn't succeed so well, and here's kind of what happens. It kind of
Yeah.
draws out the storytelling, and I like that, because sometimes, it can be a bit like pulling teeth. Um, when you're trying to get story out of the players. But it's not always the player's fault. Sometimes there's just not enough to grab onto. So this gives you a little something extra, to grab onto when you're trying to come up with what's going on and painting that picture. So yeah. Did you play any role-playing games, Joel?
I played Dungeons and Dragons. Probably third edition. I don't know what it was, 1998 or 90, yeah, 98 or something like that when I was playing. So I don't know what edition it was on.
Probably was, yeah. Around then,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I think third edition came out after that. But yeah, we used to play that. And then when I was a kid, I would play um, like choose your own adventure books. But
Yeah,
uh,
sure. Me too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
But
Do you miss role-playing games? Like, is it something that you wish you'd had more time for? Or
yeah, kind of. I, I don't know what it is. Like when I played back in '98, I was in college, and we had a D&D, and there was a campaign, and um, I played for a couple of months. It wasn't very long,
right?
and it was okay. It was kind of like the DM was pretty cool. He was a funny guy,
Okay.
and the guys that I played with were lived in my dorm, and they were fun guys anyway, kind of friends of mine out anyway, and so it was a nice, interesting time. We'd drink a beer, and we'd just
Sure.
basically shoot the breeze for 3 hours. Not unlike Antiquities or what is it, Acquisitions Incorporated. It was almost like that kind of environment.
Right.
And I walked into a game store some years later, and I think it was during the time I was playing Versus and stuff, and kind of was trying to chat with these guys that were playing D&D or something, and it was the hmm, it was like some of the worst gamer interaction you can have, and I think everybody kind of knows what I'm talking about.
Sure.
It was very
Yeah.
kind of like rude and not rude, but just not friendly. It was just like
They
not
weren't inviting. Yeah.
no. And and in some ways, so that kind of put me off it. And then some ways I got kind of bored of the campaign back in college, just kind of the same stuff. It was kind of like it was just us. It was just us kind of coming up with this, and it was fun for a few months.
Right.
But it was just, and it's something I'd kind of like to get back into, but I don't know anybody. I do have a buddy of mine that plays Pathfinder with a different group. He's in my game. But anyway, long story
Yeah.
short, it's, yes, kind of, but not really.
Right. I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I do too. Like I would like to. I don't know where I'd fit it in.
Yeah,
Because it feels
exactly.
it
Yeah,
feels like it does require a little bit more. It's an ongoing thing. It requires a little bit more demands on your time. Than just plopping down again and playing.
right,
Feels like you need a
right,
good 3 or 4 solid hours at least, and there's the prep time and all the rest of it. But
right on.
yeah, I would like to dabble with it at least a little bit, and certainly for the show at some point in time. And we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. And I actually picked up Edge of the Empire, the source book, and read through most of the book, and
Really? Okay. Well, that's
yeah, it's pretty cool looking. I mean, it's like, I think I'm kind of in the back of my mind looking for something that's more systemy
hmm
in some ways, but also something that's a little bit more mechanical. Because the D&D that I played was not we didn't have set up miniatures or anything like that. It was purely like I had a character sheet and that was it.
okay. Okay.
And that was fine. But I don't think I'm looking for something that has miniatures at all. I don't think I want that at all. But I think I'm looking for something that's a little bit more mechanical, almost like a Euro RPG. Because I also picked up Fiasco, which is there's no.
Euro RPG. Yeah,
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like I
yeah.
really
We'll do
like.
some farming and we'll do some trading.
That's not what I mean.
I know what you mean.
But like Fiasco is an RPG that has no dungeon master, right?
Right. Yep.
And it's all driven by these different things. And I picked up the book for that, and I read through that, and it's not something that I think I'm going to play with anybody, maybe, but I find that interesting. It's almost like, hey, let's create a little space, and we can have some kind of rule structure around which that we can kind of react to, so it's not just, oh, okay, I wandered down the road and there were some bandits and the
Yeah.
goblins robbed us, and then now we have to go find, you know what I mean? Like,
It seems
yeah,
like there's a lot of interesting things going on in the RPG space that I haven't
it
even
does.
scratched the surface of. I played a game, Mouse Guard, which I really, really enjoyed, and that one, a lot of that could be played in the imagination of your mind, but
Mm,
there really isn't like a grid surface. But the way that you play is different and unique than your typical D&D or your Pathfinder, that sort of thing. And
yeah.
yeah, Fiasco certainly falls in that category. This is introducing a very different way of playing a role-playing game. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good. You got a lot of good comments. So you can go back and read these comments here
Yeah.
once it posts. But some encouraging comments towards you doing an RPG
Oh,
on
okay, great,
on
good,
the
good,
show.
good. I'd love to fit it in.
No
Listen,
pressure, Rodney.
no pressure. No, it's really nice. I'm glad that people tuned in and watched. I hope they enjoyed seeing us play a little bit. And it's like you said it already, Joel. I mean, the biggest part of the satisfaction really of doing this is that there's people who watch and enjoy it and appreciate it, and we're both very fortunate to have people like that.
Yeah.
So it's great. I'm glad they tuned in and checked this out. It's fun to get to talk a little bit with you too about all this different and crazy stuff. And I think you weaseled out a couple favorites from me. So
A couple favorites.
yeah, a
Oh
couple
yeah, I did.
favorite games.
Opinions.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah,
opinions. You did get a couple
yeah.
opinions out of me.
Yes, I did. You heard it here first. That's what we do on Drive Thru. We break news.
That's right. I'll tell you, anytime you want to have me back, Joel, this was a lot of fun. So
Yeah,
certainly do
absolutely,
it again. Yeah.
absolutely. Well, yeah, I think everybody thinks, Rodney. I really appreciate you joining. I mean, it's been over 2 hours, and so hopefully you're not too tired.
That's good.
I had a good time. This really worked. I hope I would like a little feedback from folks if you watch this, how the whole thing worked with having the third screen, if that was okay, if it was boring or whatever. I thought it kind of worked okay. So we could kind of go to the game board when we were playing, and then now that we're back talking, it's back on us. So I
Yeah, we
hope
tried
that
something
worked
new.
okay.
Yeah, we tried
Yeah,
something new. Maybe it works, and maybe it doesn't. Hey, listen, it was very fitting for the theme of the show. I mean, you had Watch It Played on, so they got
that's
to watch
right.
it play. So,
That's right. So anyway, I actually have to run. I need to get dinner started.
Sure thing. I hear you. And hey, this is
So,
almost midnight here, so I probably need to get to bed or something.
okay. Well, thanks again, folks, and Rodney, I really appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll chat online and see each other at Gen Con, if not
Absolutely.
before.
You bet.
So anyway, take care, guys.
All right.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. See ya.